All right, all right, all right. Yeah, we should be live, but as we know, YouTube likes to delay. So,
YouTube. Oh man, look at
which
my
actually, to
life.
to be to be fair, I don't think it's YouTube. I think it's the tablet that I use. Oh, there it is. I think it's the tablet
Oh
that I
yeah.
use to simul stream so I can watch the old comments. This is a piece of shit. Just because it says it's a Samsung Galaxy does not mean it's a good one.
Y- You're cutting out really bad,
Really.
Billy. Nah, you're okay now. I think. Are you there? Oh,
I am here.
radio silence made me think it wasn't waking. All right.
Okay, yeah, you hear me freaking out. Okay, good. Yeah, we're streaming. I like streaming. We're just waiting on Sosa to join us, but we'll go ahead and get started. So yeah, the voice of Dragon Ball Z
On the
has
next
passed.
episode. And I actually started thinking about it. Is that the same guy from the original DBZ series, or was it like from the Super series, or was that a different person in general altogether? Because they weren't the same, were they?
So shit, I should have looked that up. You said that. I do believe maybe they got somebody else.
I'm fairly certain this was Super, the more I think about it.
I mean, it
What
would
was
make
his
sense
name?
to it would make sense
Doc
to keep the
Harris.
same person. Yeah, Doc Harris. Yeah, it would make sense to keep the same actor, I would think. Hold on. I say that, and fuck, Google is free and right here.
That's what I'm looking. Doc Harris. Oh,
Dragon. Oh, actually, yeah, it's less distracting if you look something up. And while we're looking up that factoid, I want to let everybody know this podcast is brought to you tonight by our friends at Stevie Wicks Cool Beans Candle Company, who have a special surprise for all you Dragon Ball fans out there. So stay tuned in this episode, and by the Down the Middle podcast, which you can check out tomorrow night if you are so inclined.
so he was actually a part of the Ocean Group dub.
Was he real? Oh, okay. Hang on. Oh, so there. Okay, so no, that narrator has not passed apparently. And I knew he was Canadian, but I mean, there's a lot of
Okay, so
Canadian
he was the
actors.
narrator for Dead Zone in
Hmm.
1998 with the Ocean
Hmm.
Group.
Hmm.
He was the narrator for Dragon Ball Z: The Tree of Might,
Hmm.
1997 Ocean Group. World's Strongest, 98 Ocean Group. Okay. And then,
So he's the Rock the Dragon narrator.
hey,
Oh, hey,
no, no,
shit,
no,
we
no, no,
look.
no.
Yeah, that's Ocean Group.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So the first 44 episodes that we grew up on.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
dude, that's hilarious.
so we look stupid, but I'm sorry, and I'm just gonna put it this out there, and
No, we don't look stupid.
I'm sure I'll get hate in the
Dude,
comment. Nobody knew the guy's name until today.
we did grow up watching
We did. Oh
him,
yeah,
to be fair.
we did.
We
Oh,
we
we
started
absolutely
on the
did.
Ocean Group.
Yeah, and it's a similar voice. We're used to the on Dragon Ball Z, but it was similar.
Yeah.
It
It's still it's
was
still it's still sad. One of our own.
yeah, another friend. First Akira
One
Toriyama,
of us. One
one
of
of us.
us.
What are we gonna do when Nozawa dies? That's what I.
Uh,
That's gonna be fucking rough.
I really hope it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, if anyone can be immortal,
She's my favorite.
yeah, let's gather the Dragon Balls and make this thing.
Seriously. Like out of all of them, she's my absolute favorite. Like even over Sean Shamel. Like I love him and whatnot for what he's done, but like I mean,
See,
honestly, Peter
okay,
Columbus was
here's
better.
now remind me who Peter Columbus.
Uh
Who?
I believe he was I want to say Ocean Group.
No, I thought. Well,
No,
okay,
no,
he
no, no,
was
no.
one of.
My
He
bad,
was.
bad. No, no, no. Tree of Might.
Yeah, he was one of them. There were
Yeah, he was
two.
Tree of
There were
Might.
there were two voice actors from Ocean Group, and I'm sure Justin would
Hmm
chime in because Justin grew up in Canada, so he he
We should
he.
have we should have invited him on.
I mean, fuck, he'll probably come on if he's free.
Is he a DBZ fan?
Oh fuck yeah, he is.
Oh, okay. Well,
So I
dude.
actually. Oh, okay. Well, hang on. I'll hit him up and see.
So, but yeah, P Peter Kalamis, like he was one of my favorites, dude, because of the way he sounded in the Tree of Might. Like that was one of my favorites. Like who was it? Turles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Turles.
Yeah,
He's like, he didn't really
Turles never
seem
really
too
got
bad. He
his
just wanted power.
I
I mean,
mean
yeah, that's kind of bad, but
Hitler wanted power too, but
hey, I'll just do my job.
Turles also wanted to eliminate all those humans. Actually, no, he really didn't. He just wanted the tree.
The Tree of Might.
The Christmas Tree of Might is still it's on my Christmas movie list now. The DBZ Abridged Christmas Tree of Might.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's dude, it's so funny.
Dude, is there a way to turn on my voice in my head? Do you hear your voice in your headphone? Does it throw you off if you don't?
I don't maybe I do, but I also don't realize it.
The only reason I'll say that is, dude, is because like my voice is like shaking my headphones and it's driving me nuts. I didn't know if you did or not. It's no big deal. If you see me just being weird, that's why. Aggressive.
Yeah, no, I don't. It doesn't sound weird or anything.
Okay. No, I didn't mean it like that. I wanted to be able to hear me so I'm not screaming.
He might be working now that I think about it.
No. He might take a break
I
to
don't know.
hop
He's
on
he's
Zoom.
he's, he's usually down.
Do you know what Mr. Justin does? Does he
Uh,
work at AutoZone? Just kidding. He looks like an AutoZone worker. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean he looks like knowledgeable about
you
cars or
know
something.
what? Yeah, he said sure when now.
Right now, just tell him we're live right now. You'd be like, this will be the first time talking to Eek.
Yeah, Sosa said he's
Uh,
going to be about an hour, so I'm sure he can jump in when we start talking about Daima, or in the
yeah,
middle of us talking about Daima.
Daima, Daima,
Daima.
Bobby.
So it's funny. If I seem a little distracted, it's because I have an asshole neighbor who likes to shoot off fireworks randomly at night, but these hit low to the ground, so I wasn't sure if it was that or actual gunshots. But it was
You
very
are
it
you
was
are up in Indy.
it was very sequential though, and I've heard it before. But yeah, I'm like 70% sure that was fireworks. Yeah, give him a few minutes. I'll go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, you have to look at something ugly, guys. I
Not my face.
have to watch me send an email to myself.
Oh, I got email from a
Oh,
female.
female. Because Zoom is a pain in the ass with adding contacts.
Dude, you realize that our childhood cartoons and everything was just so much better than anything that's out and will ever come out again. Isn't
I
that sad?
I mean, yeah, but here's the thing, and I know we're not talking about Daima yet, but we will.
No one's ever gonna. I'm just saying, like, no one's ever gonna top like Strong Bad and shit like that. Like, I'm talking even the internet content that we
I was
grew
gonna
up
say
with. It's
birth of
not the
the
same,
internet. No, because
dude.
it's
Angry
corporate
Kid, do you
now.
remember him?
Yeah, but it's corporate now. It's not the Wild West
Yeah,
anymore.
it's terrible.
So even the viral videos are manufactured, dude.
And they're just all like, "Uh-oh,
Uh-oh.
what my video go away?" My videos have been randomly going away. It's like you don't have enough power. More power
Will Eric's camera stay on for the whole episode
on this episode of
of
Eric Z.
AIP? He froze again. There he is.
See? Ah. Let
It
me make
is
sure
it
it's
is
not.
it is it is a fun game to play though with both live action and animated to randomly pause them and just look at the still animation frames because some of those are hilarious.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm just making sure everything. Uh, yeah, we're good. You can hear me. No.
I was gonna say you just cut out for a second there.
Dude, as soon as I said, "Can you hear me?" I hit the mute button.
I figured.
Hey,
Oh yeah,
I
so
talk my shit,
Justin,
bruh. I almost just said a bad word.
you said shit and then said almost.
Dude. So,
Speaking of bad words,
yeah, yeah, go for it.
have you heard the which come to think of it, they might be AI, but I don't think they are because they came out a few years ago. The recordings, the DBZ cast recordings where they were just goofing off. Oh, and then like Sean Schemmel's calling people fags and stuff, and Goku's voice and
And
talking
was
about.
it real or was it AI?
I'm not sure. It
You
came out
said
a
you're
couple
not
years.
sure.
It came out a couple years ago though, so this is kind of old news. But I don't know. They're
I don't think
funny.
I have.
They're funny, but I don't know if they're real or not.
You're just like, yeah, they're funny.
I mean, they are. They're
I don't know.
hilarious. It's not just that one. There's a lot of other ones, but like, there's
I know.
this.
I was just trying to
Yeah.
make you feel uncomfortable.
Why would I feel uncomfortable? I didn't say it. John Schimmel said it. That high and mighty motherfucker. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I like Sean Schimmel's. And I was going to say this. I like Sean Schimmel's. How do I say it? I don't like his acting as Goku, but I like his voice as Goku. If that makes any sense whatsoever.
Oh, dude. I mean, yes, but like, uh, his King Kai. Oh,
His King Kai is top notch.
I
I love
love
his
his
King
King
Kai,
Kai.
but I really dislike him as a person. Yeah.
King Kai or Sean
No. Sean
Schemmel?
Schemmel.
Oh, Sean Schemmel, whatever his name is. Yeah, he seems like kind of a douche in real life, if you ask me.
Well, I just don't like how high and mighty he is about it. Namely, and I never really like thought he was a fantastic. And I've never met him, so I don't know. He might be a wonderful person. I'm just going based upon what I've seen. But yeah, he seems like a little bit of a douche. But namely because he's all high and mighty when it comes to DBZ Abridged, which I mean, shame on Toei too because they brought interest back to the product over the span of a
Oh
few
yeah,
years. So I mean,
because
you
didn't Super actually come about because of Abridged or something like that? I feel like there was like a something link.
no. Abridged doesn't get Team Four Star doesn't get credit for that. Super came about because Dragon Ball Evolution was so bad. That's really what it comes to.
Well, but Evolution was in 2008,
Yeah.
and then
Oh, I'm sorry.
Super was
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
2016.
I'm sorry. No. Dragon Ball
GT?
Z. No, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods came about because Dragon Ball Evolution was so bad.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then Toei saw money and were like, strap him
Toei.
back, strap him back to that chair. Keep
Fair enough.
drawing. Keep drawing,
Some
bitch.
yakety yak strap. Um, yeah, it would be great if Toei would get their heads out of their ass about a lot of things.
Well, I don't know. I like I said. Well, I guess we can chime in on. I think Justin is arriving. There he
Like,
is.
I'm cool with Daima. Hello.
Hello, my friends. Hello, gentlemen.
Finally, nice to talk to you, man.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
this is the first time you two have met.
long time listener, big fan.
Shit, what's that?
Sweet.
You
I'm trying
want
to think
to
of
know
that
what
shit.
I heard you talking about Dragon Ball Evolution. You want to know a really fun Dragon Ball Evolution fact?
Sure.
So you know how in that movie, Piccolo is played by James
Hmm.
Marsters.
Marsters, yeah,
He he plays Zamasu, and
for
he is
free.
uncredited
Yeah, he did it for
because
free.
he did it for free. It's to make up for the fact that everyone hates
He,
that movie.
he
And
said,
that
"I'm
is
so sorry
awesome.
about evolution." He said, "I'm so sorry about evolution." Here you
Yeah,
And
go.
so
every and
sorry.
yeah, and everybody else had the decency to just stay away.
Yeah. Well, I think when Akira Toriyama died, Justin Chatwin came out and he was like, "Yeah, real sorry about Dragon Ball Evolution, man. That was my bad." And
However,
it wasn't his bad.
it wasn't no, it wasn't his bad. However, we were just talking about we actually have Dragon Ball Evolution to thank for the continuation of the franchise, at least in part, because we were talking about Battle of Gods was made because Akira Toriyama was like, God damn it. He's
Well,
like,
Hey,
yeah,
but let's
that
GT,
and
GT I can live with, but this shit, no.
Hold on,
Well, it was
let
also
me stay on Justin Chatwin for 1 second. Let's all be thankful that freaking that brought him and that chick together for Shameless.
Oh,
I
Amy
was just
Rossum,
gonna
yeah.
say, if you ever want to see him do it, you can watch Shameless.
Dude, they have such great chemistry, and it's
They
sad that they took him
really
off of
do.
Shameless.
Well, it was
Yeah.
funny because when I watched Dragon Ball
I'm
Evolution, I'm
sorry, I
like,
had to
which
say that.
well, when I watched Dragon Ball Evolution the first time, I'm like, which one of these girls is Goku trying to fuck? Because it feels like he's trying to get with Bulma.
I mean, I don't know, he's got a pretty good for Chi-Chi in that. God, that movie, like, if you like the Spur of the Moment podcast, that movie effectively launched me and Jordan onto the internet because that's like the very first thing we ever reviewed on the internet is is the first thing we ever said on the internet is Jordan going, nothing could be as bad as Dragon Ball Evolution, and I go, AIDS is as bad as Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh,
And that's the
he's clearly never seen the movie Vulgar. It's close, admittedly, but have you seen the
I've
movie
seen Sith
Vulgar?
Wars movies. I have
Mm-mm.
not.
Don't.
I watched Hostel this week, so
Oh
like
yeah.
my bar is low now. It's
Uh,
it's low.
do you know of the movie Vulgar? I should
I
ask.
recognize the name for some reason. I don't know why.
So Vulgar is a movie. So everybody here is aware of Kevin Smith, right?
Yes.
Hmm.
That's a safe assumption. So one of his good friends that he grew up with, Brian Johnson, decided he wanted to try his hand at making a movie. So he wrote a movie where and it's, I mean, I credit where credit's due. He had the balls to make the movie, and I get that. And from a technical standpoint, it's fine. There's no glaring. What's bad is the story. The story's really bad. The script is horrendous because the premise is Brian O'Halloran of Clerks fame, Dante, his character in the movie decides that it'd be a great idea for a business to basically be like a joke stripper clown for bachelor parties.
Oh, I do know this movie. I do know
Yeah,
this movie. Yes, 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 yes. I'm familiar. Yes.
yeah. And his first ever call are people that set him up for rowdiness, shall we say. And then the rest of the movie is basically about him, like, what would you, not recovering, not get, if he gets revenge. I'm not gonna dive too deep into that movie because we're here to talk about Dragon Ball. But but there's so many parts of that movie where it's like like this person's either a fucking idiot or this is contrived as shit. One of the two, and it's really hard to get behind a protagonist that's stupid, except Goku.
Yeah, I mean, Goku's not that I take umbrage with that characterization, especially if you watch the original Dragon Ball, because Goku is actually very smart. He's just very smart about one thing. And when people are like, "Oh, Goku be dumb," an essential foundation of hurdle tournament training is the education. Like they must take a part of the day to study and further their minds. Everyone forgets that part.
Sleep well,
Well,
eat well, rest plenty.
Yeah, exactly.
well,
Carry milk.
Goku is a simpleton. I think is a better way to put it, and I don't mean that
Yeah,
disparagingly. He's not. He ain't
he's a
getting a college
hillbilly.
degree. Yeah, yeah,
He's
he's a
not a
hillbilly.
depth character.
Yeah,
He's not a very deep
yeah. He's the,
character.
He wasn't meant to
the
be.
I know, no,
no, he's the
he's not.
Japanese equivalent of a Southern bumpkin. Essentially, is what he is.
Which no, I mean literally that's true. And what I would kind of like, it would not play well because again, the accents come off very differently. But yeah, the Japanese equivalent to Goku, like translated, should be something along the lines of like, live up in the mountains, I punch shit all day,
Pretty
and I
much,
just
yeah.
want to fight. You know,
You
There's a
look like the
joke
corner of
in
bumfucked Egypt, and you got a purty mouth.
there's a joke in Dragon Ball Super that doesn't work in the dub because it's clearly reflective of how he speaks in Japanese,
hmm
of the way he speaks to the Omni King, and that joke just
and
does
it
not
doesn't.
work in English.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true because so we're gonna nerd out here
He
for
calls
a
him
minute.
Buddy, and it's not the same thing.
Yeah, not at all. Well, and the joke lies in the fact that when you speak Japanese, I'm not even going to call it it's a manner of speaking called keigo,
Mhm.
which is just this super formal that English doesn't really have an equivalent to. Not really.
No.
And they had the same problem in Naruto because Rock Lee, the character in Japanese, speaks in keigo to everyone. So the best thing they could come up with when they translated it into the English dubs is that he doesn't use contractions. And I think they eventually I didn't watch the English dub of Naruto because it was abysmally bad, but I believe that they actually dropped that because it sounded so stupid. I'm not sure though.
See, I think if I recall, I don't watch Naruto, Jordan does, but every time I come out, I think my one note about him is if you watch Digimon, he's just Davis. He's just like he just sounds like Davis, and it's like the most distracting thing about him.
I've never seen either.
You
You're missing
might
out.
like really
Pokemon nor Naruto.
no
Yeah, you
Digimon.
just mentioned both those. Or no, nor
I
even
miss
Digimon.
Naruto.
Yeah,
I watched like
Naruto was
Cowboy
good.
Bebop and what was the other ones on late night? Rurouni Kenshin.
Rurouni Kenshin was good. Outlaw Star, a little hidden gem.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu
Yeah.
Hakusho's the shit, man. I love Yu Yu
Oh,
Hakusho.
so good.
I was not weirdly I grew up quite enjoying Sailor Moon. I know that's
So
probably
here's
Sailor
like
the
Moon wasn't
here's
bad.
well, but here's the thing though. So we got I don't know about Justin because it may have been different in Canada. We got the Four Kids dub.
I don't remember. My friends always refer to it as, and I quote, the bastardized version. So I'm assuming it's not good
That's
either way.
that's the Four Kids dub. Yeah. And for those of you who aren't aware, Justin of the Spur of the Moment podcast hails from Vancouver, Canada. So some of these properties we're talking about, he got different versions than we did. So it's
I've
kind of fun to
seen
compare notes.
three versions of not Dragon Ball generally, but yeah, I didn't grow up with Funimation. I
Hey,
didn't grow
we
up
were
with that.
talking about Ocean Group before you got on.
Yeah, that's my. I realized that it's funny because Jake's been releasing shorts of when I first went on his podcast for the first time, and it's been so funny because since I did that, I rewatched Dead Zone, and yeah, man, the Ocean Group dub
It's
of that
way
movie is
better.
the best version. It
It's
just
They
so
killed
objectively
it.
is.
way better. I was sitting
It's
there.
like
I know the clip you're talking about, and I was sitting there like, fuck, I can't half-ass this. I gotta put the examples in because
the scream. Yeah, you're right about the scream.
and
Absolutely.
as someone who likes Christopher Sabat,
Was that the one?
I know that's the world's strongest, but similar
Oh,
vein.
okay.
I'm referring to Dead Zone. As somebody who likes Chris Sabat, Scott McNeil screams circles around that dude.
Oh,
I mean,
Piccolo. Yeah.
Yeah, Scott McNeil is not a human being. I don't know what he is, but like,
also, I have to. I think I fact checked myself in the comments, but I do have to fact. It's Peter Kalamis is the Goku in that, not Kirby Morrow. I think I said Kirby Morrow, but it's actually Peter
well,
Kalamis. He's the Goku I grew up with.
but who Kirby
Yeah,
Morrow did play
that's the
Goku
one.
though.
He did also play Goku, but the one I was thinking of when I said Kirby Morrow was Peter Kalamis.
Okay, gotcha. Well, Kirby Morrow, when did he play Goku?
I don't know. I've watched a lot of because I'm weirdly into voice actors. Like my
I am
like
too.
big like
Who's your
tech
favorite?
idea. Sorry.
Who's your favorite voice actor?
Oh, I've got so many. Um,
Top three.
top three. I love me a Rob Paulson. Uh, I love Jim Cummings.
I'm a huge Jim Cummings fan. That dude
I'm
is
I met
insane.
him at a convention once. He was so nice.
Well,
He
I
did a
mean,
weird thing where he
he
puffed out his chest and made a joke about it. It was very odd.
oh, he played Winnie the Pooh.
He did
Of
play
course,
with
he's
it.
a nice
That was
guy.
like that. He dropped an F bomb. There was they started doing radio plays, like Star Wars radio plays, and they had a bunch of voice actors
Mm.
play different characters, and he did Darth Vader as Winnie the Pooh, and he had Winnie the Pooh drop an F bomb, and it was one of the greatest moments of my life. I never knew I needed it, but I did. I needed it. It was amazing. But oh, who else?
But you are not a Jedi yet.
I mean, in terms of my
You
four
fucking
kids, I'm a
whelp.
big. I love me a Sean Schimmel. I think Andrew
Get your
Rannells
hand out
because
of the honey pot.
that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. It was
I was
great.
I was about to say, get your hand out of there, but it was going to lapse into Herbert the pervert. Get your hand out of there.
Okay.
The
I'm
honey's
so
over 9,000.
I'm so tired of you.
Get your fat ass back over here.
Oh
It's pretty
my
bad.
gosh. Okay, so the whole the whole impetus of this was one, a Dragon Ball voice actor died, right?
The
I don't
narrator
want to be I don't want to
specifically.
be cold. The narrator.
But we
I
were wrong because we thought it was
Isn't it
we
Kyle
thought it was
Hebert?
He was the Ocean Group narrator.
Doc Harris.
Who did he narrate? Which one did he narrate for?
He narrated for the Ocean Group.
Oh, for Ocean Group. Oh, okay.
He's got
Okay.
credit. He's got credit for Dead Zone. A couple other ones, like the first
was he just the
episodes
narrator for
before
the
they
movie?
switched.
Oh, okay, yeah, you listed earlier the episodes.
Oh, okay, because I didn't recognize his
on the
name.
next episode.
I know Kyle Hebert. That's the one I know.
Yeah, that guy.
Dragon Ball Z. Like that's. I think that
friends or foes.
I'm pretty sure that's Kyle Hebert. That one. The next time on Dragon Ball. I'm pretty sure that's
Next time.
I like how his. That was bad. I like how his.
I didn't know is Little Nicky the narrator. Next time,
Little Nicky. That was
Dragon
bad.
Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Hey, Valerie.
The balls.
You fucking idiot.
Hey, Val.
So okay, one thing I do. The other thing you posted in one of your shorts was the Canadian Dragon Ball GT theme song.
It's awful, dude. It's fucking terrible. It's offbeat and terrible.
That not only does that massively miss the entire point of that show, but if you ever hear me and Jordan refer to it as Dragon's Balls, that's Dragon's Balls Z. That's why, because it's because the rhythm goes Dragon's Balls GT. It makes me laugh every time. Yeah, it's bad. It's genuinely bad.
It's funny. I looked that up for the clip, and honestly, I'm watching this. I'm like, huh. I think I'll take the rap.
Not that I prefer it. They're both hilarious in their own way, but
Fair.
It at least sounds roughly like the original theme song.
You know what bothers me about it is the fact that they sing half the song because they like alternate verses, and I mean the translation is obviously not because they're making a generic kids, which Rock the Dragon, hello, kick-ass opener.
Yeah.
But that one is just like it's like, okay, we're gonna sing this verse, and then we're gonna sing this verse.
It reminds me of and I made this joke to Jordan, the Pokemon theme song, in that it's very much a case of people who clearly didn't watch the show and needed to write a theme song in a half an hour. Like
the Pokemon theme is pretty strong though.
It is, but when you listen to the lyrics, it's more like coming across as though they don't know what a Pokemon is.
It's more like the Digimon theme.
Yeah, it's like we're holding hands and we're running together and we're adventuring.
No, so they composed the Digimon theme and they're like, okay, Digimon, short for digital monster. Fuck it, we got a song.
We got it. Nailed it.
What's this about? What's this about? Monsters wrestling. So like one of them is the champion. Cool, we got this.
Cool, we got this. Nailed it.
Hey, I know. Muscles theme though.
I'm currently watching the original Kinnikuman, and I am just absolutely enjoying that.
This shit's funny. This shit is funny.
Honestly, Ultimate Muscle reminds me a lot of Dragon Ball.
Well, yeah.
Dragon Ball Z specifically. It reminds me so much of Dragon Ball Z. Just in that it's a legacy show that but weirdly didn't do as well as Dragon Ball Z did. Like Dragon Ball Z, it's so funny, shouldn't have worked, but it does. Especially because when it came to the West, that was the first thing I saw.
No,
Dragon Ball Z. It just works on its own.
That's actually fair, and it's such an odd I don't mean to be like kids today. Kids today don't understand how just it's not even luck. It's the fact that people were like, no, we're gonna make this show a thing. It's gonna happen. We just got to keep trying.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. They looked more American, so therefore they looked like us for the most most
Well, and you know what's Goku hilarious?
Because his big eyes.
But you know what's funny about that? That art style was not intended to.
Someone joked about this one time. That's the only reason I brought that up.
Well, no, the irony of that is that the sort of anime manga art style was not the common myth, which I don't know if it's common anymore because it's probably been debunked thanks to high-speed internet. But sort of the myth before was that the Japanese animation studios were purposefully westernizing the character designs to make them appeal to a mass market, and that's just not true.
I would have never got that.
No, because the early anime had no intention whatsoever of going overseas, but a bunch of people
Kids today don't understand. Okay, Grandpa. Who's Grandpa?
Me.
I want to know. No, it
Because
was you.
sometimes parents just don't understand.
Just don't understand. Wait, you just dated yourself by like 30
No,
years.
actually, I watched Jersey Girl last night, and they had that.
Yeah. Sorry.
What?
That's
They
that's
Wait,
had
his
that
what?
name.
Sorry,
It's
time out.
K Y A
Why did you
H.
watch Jersey Girl? Like
because
the
it's a good
worst Kevin
movie.
Smith movie.
That is not true, sir. It's not even close to being the worst Kevin Smith. Have you seen Dusk?
No ticket.
Oh, yeah. But that has my favorite Canadian line, which is was it Harley Morrison from Epic Mealtime is like you Americans maybe red, white, and blue. What was it? But when you're in Canada, you're never red, white, and blue, eh? Oh, I think I butchered it. But
That
it's a
sounds like
pretty
a that sounds like a Kevin Smith line. No, man, Jersey Girl is actually. When's the last time you watched it?
I'm just mostly just joshing. I've honestly never seen it. It's on my list. I want to see all of his movies. That's my goal.
So here's the thing about Jersey Girl. It's a horrible Kevin Smith movie, but that makes it a really good, just general movie. Like it's nothing special.
I
It's
mean, I'm surprised you didn't go to Yoga Hosers. That I've heard is
Jesus
allegedly his worst
Christ.
movie.
I mean, I was getting there. I haven't seen Yoga Hosers, but
I
I
wanted
know.
Moose Jaws. You know, Jaws, but it was a moose. I wanted Moose Jaws.
But anyway, but apparently he's got a new movie coming out that actually seems to be, from the buzz I'm getting, it actually sounds like it's going to be quite good. The 4:30
I've heard
Blues.
good things. Yeah, I've heard good
Yeah,
things. It was coming here. I want. I've met the man like twice, and he is like the nicest guy I've ever met. So like,
he also
I
wants
wanted to go so
very
bad.
he also wants very badly to just be Canadian.
I mean, yeah, he quite likes it here.
Yeah,
He
he
loves his
very
Tim
much
Hortons.
loves his
Wait,
Tim
Kevin
Hortons,
Smith
loves his.
isn't Canadian?
No, he's from New Jersey.
I thought
No,
he
he's
was
from New Jersey.
Canadian.
Oh no, he's from New
No, well,
Jersey.
he. I mean, oh, real quick, Kevin Smith died, right? But he did go to Vancouver Film School for like a
That's true.
year, and then
Mm.
4 months.
dropped out. 4 months, yeah, yeah. He shot a bunch of the CW Flash, like a
Hmm.
ton of it. He directed like multiple episodes. So he actually I worked out of a drive-through, a Tim Hortons drive-through for years. He actually came through my drive-through one day, opened up my drive-through window, walked, a pot smoke flowed out, and it was like, holy shit, there's Kevin Smith.
You're
I
like,
live
holy
to put
fuck,
it to
it's
you this way.
Silent Bob.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I went back and watched on the security cameras like later. You can literally see me do a triple take and him
Dude.
like clearly be bemused that I recognized him. He was
No,
very
today it's
nice, but
Hungry Bob.
yeah, I'm to put it in perspective. I'm like 45 minutes like away from Vancouver. Like I'm in like the boonies, the middle of buttfuck nowhere. So for anyone famous to be out here is like why? Anyway, I digress.
I don't know about that. You're close enough to Vancouver. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things where you really only come out here to Smallville used to film its Kent farm scenes out here. That's what you come out here for. Stuff like that.
gotcha. Yeah. Come to our neck of the woods. You'll see what nowhere looks like.
Yeah, fair enough.
For
Yeah.
miles.
Yeah. We went to a school that was in a town so small that it literally has one stoplight.
Oh, so you're a one horse town or
And it
one?
was
No
and
pony.
it was and it was a new stop. I don't know if it was new, but I mean it was probably newer than a lot of the town. But anyway, I digress. It's not
Yeah.
it's not quite Mount Paizu in terms of its seclusion, but it's close.
Here's are you guys? I mean, you guys video game boys? Play the occasional video game? Eh?
Very occasional now.
Because the only reason why I mention it is because Jordan just picked up Sparking Zero, and
I was going to ask
that
if
game,
anybody had played it yet because it looks
I,
incredible.
I I I just started playing it today, and in terms of like a what if you've ever like I want to play Dragon Ball, I want like Dragon Ball What If, like the Marvel What If. That's pretty much what that game is. Like you basically start off. You can pick any kind of character you want, and like you start off at the beginning. I'm just at the beginning, and you can either choose to go with Piccolo like normal, or you can choose to go on your own, and then Krillin will accompany you, and they'll basically become the Turtle Hermit School versus Raditz. And you can beat Raditz, and then Goku doesn't die. And then you find out what comes out from that. and it turns into Goku becomes Super Saiyan when he fights Ozaru Goku. So then or it was Ozaru Vegeta. So then when they go to Namek, he goes to Namek by himself, and then Vegeta shows up and he's Super Saiyan. And it branches off. You can make all kinds of different choices and any different outcomes or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
Dude, that's cool.
I saw a video showing that today, and I'm like, oh damn it, now I gotta buy it
yeah,
because
it's,
it
That's
it's
looks
pretty
Sparking
it's pretty
Zero, you
cool.
said?
Yeah,
Sparkling
Sparking
Zero. Yep.
Zero, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I was like, I wasn't interested in it because, like, at this point, when it comes to Dragon Ball Z video games, it's like, how many different times can you fight Raditz? But it's like when it's like different like that, I'm like, oh, okay, you've piqued my interest.
No, I think there's a very concerted effort, and I think this was in effect before Akira Toriyama died, but Toei, understood that this is a product that is beloved, but can get stale very quickly,
Yeah,
particularly in the video, because it's like you said, how many times can you fight Raditz? And
pretty
Xenoverse
much.
and Xenoverse kind of played with the idea of what if, but not really because everything stayed. The whole point of Xenoverse was to keep the canon going. That was your job. Whereas it sounds like
Yeah.
Sparkling Zero is just like whatever you want.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you could do kind of whatever. And I always love when a thing's like you can do whatever because it's way more like I like Xenoverse because it's doing stuff. I mean, I make fun of heroes, but I like those because it's doing stuff that's more interesting and it's moving the canon forward in a way that like Super just can't. Like Super is forever going to be jogging in place. But me and Jordan talked about this. I would like to see Toyotaru take a crack at the anime. Like I
Well,
genuinely I would like to
I
see.
imagine he's probably going to have to. Well, actually, no, I take that
I
back
don't
because
know.
no, if Japanese studios, generally speaking, they like to really control their output. I think Toriyama had as much say as he did because they knew that ultimately, if he said "fuck it," they'd have another GT because they tried that already.
Well, I mean, Super. He doesn't write Super. He only
Yeah,
gives I should say wrote Super. He gave creative notes on it. Daima is truly the first series that he's written since Z.
and so here's the thing about Daima.
It looks good, man. I don't know.
It looks really
I'm
good.
excited for it.
It looks
My
so
that's the
good.
big thing for me is Stephanie Naldani's back. Like that's that for me. I'm like, okay, that's she's OG Goku for me.
Oh,
Stephanie Naldani.
for the kid. Oh, wow.
Yeah, for
Okay.
Kid
Yeah.
Goku. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. They got her back. It's been a different voice actress for a while now, and I just don't care for her
So like
Goku.
original Dragon Ball Goku?
Yeah, original Dragon Ball Goku. Yeah,
Oh,
for the dub. Yeah, yeah.
okay.
She
Now
sounds a
is
little
this
older. The voice isn't exactly the
well
same, but it's
well
still
Goku
like, man, it's
Goku
her.
technically Goku's a little older than he was in the beginning of Dragon Ball, so
True. Well, I mean, he's technically. I mean, it's technically
I mean
adult Goku turned into a kid.
what he gets aged
Yeah,
down to, I mean.
yeah. And she's already technically. That's one of the things. I mean, look, I'm a Dragon Ball GT apologist through and through, but I always appreciated how her performance as Kid Goku in Dragon Ball GT and her performance as Kid Goku in Dragon Ball, two decidedly different performances. And I
This
was
is
like,
true.
the nuance in that is impressive. It's why she's my favorite Goku.
No, I can see that and definitely appreciate it for sure. For sure. So
But
okay,
I don't know.
that's very exciting. That's very exciting.
Also, it's coming to Netflix on October 11th. Like, you guys, we
Not
get it first.
not in North America. That's in Japan
Really?
18th.
Really?
and on Crunchyroll.
Interesting.
At least so here's the thing about Daima though.
Because
That's
when I read it,
based
was it coming to America first? But that's just what I read.
that's based on what I read. So it's premiering on the 11th in Japan.
Interesting. Because
Uh,
the article I read said that it was premiering on 11th and it was America. America was getting it first on October 11th on Netflix. Well, I don't know if it's North America or just America. It just said
well,
Netflix.
but here's the thing though. I've read conflicting reports. So
Interesting.
and
I guess we'll know
so
on the 11th.
I got an ad from Netflix saying the 18th.
so the
Interesting.
oh okay. Well, if you got an ad from Netflix, then that would
Yeah,
be the 18th.
that's what
I
confused
wasn't
me
And
because I was
expecting
like,
it to go
dude,
to Netflix.
Netflix?
oh net
Yeah, I was
okay.
shocked to see Netflix.
So here's the thing though. Netflix is making, for those of you who may not know, Netflix is making a lot of power moves right now. For one thing, we've known this for a while, but you may not be aware. Uh, WWE Monday Night Raw is going to be streaming live on Netflix in
No
2025.
kidding.
Yeah,
No
and
kidding.
Netflix is getting because
Interesting.
they got it before it got postponed. Netflix got in on the Floyd Mayweather Jake Paul fight. They were going to stream that live on Netflix.
Wait, Floyd Weather. Wait, what?
Not I'm
Floyd
sorry,
Mayweather.
Mike Tyson. Mike
Mike
Tyson.
Tyson. Mike Tyson.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
Floyd
That
Mayweather.
that was a surprising. I was gonna be like, wait, they're fighting now.
But
That's
also,
way less of a circus.
well, and I was yeah, for real. I was unaware. I didn't know that they were doing a reboot of Ranma One Half, the anime.
Yes, I knew that. That I knew.
That's on Netflix, at least in the
My friends
States.
have
But
always insisted I need to finish that.
they're doing a simulcast though. So like basically what Crunchyroll
Interesting.
was doing, Netflix is now doing
I
for
mean,
anime
that's
properties.
because
So
Crunchyroll sucks.
it really does. And see, here's the funny thing: Crunchyroll sucked, then it got really good, and then it sucks again.
Yeah, yeah. Me and Jordan, we talked about that on our show this week. We were like, yeah, it's not the like serve like not the what's on there doesn't suck. It's the literal streaming infrastructure itself is broken and garbage. Like
It's
Funimation
like
was
when they
so much better.
well, I see. I disagree. I didn't like Funimation's app functionality all that much, and it's like Crunchyroll took the worst parts of Funimation and integrated it into their platform.
To be fair, Funimation was weird. It was different depending on what I watched it on. And I'm not even talking
Yeah,
just devices, like tablet to phone to television. My one television, the infrastructure of it was completely different from the other one. It was truly bizarre.
and that truly might be why because I didn't use it on a mobile device. I always used it on like a smart TV.
Yeah, but it was different depending on my smart TV.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what
No,
was
no,
weird.
you're right. But it's I imagine it's like I don't know if you've ever tried to watch a pay-per-view on Bleacher Report. Works great on your phone. It's the shits on a smart TV. It's fucking awful.
Interesting. Tubi is it's weird. Tubi is better on the mobile device because it remembers where you are in the episode. On the TV, it doesn't. It's very
Hmm.
strange. Yeah. You have to pay for it on the TV. It's very bizarre.
See, it's funny here in the States, you don't have to pay for it. You just have to sign up. It's weird.
Yeah, it's very strange.
It's so odd. But maybe does Canada have like advertisement
Unless I
laws?
don't know,
Maybe
maybe it isn't. You just maybe it is. You just sign up for it and it's for free.
because
I honestly don't know that regard.
I forget what benefits you get from because there is a paid version you can get, but it's like why would I pay for
Yeah,
this?
why? Defeats the whole purpose of Tubi.
Oh, I think it's to get rid of ads. I think that's what it is.
Okay. At that point, yeah, that's fair.
Which
That's
to me
fair.
is you know
I
what's
love how
funny?
we went from ads to back or no ads to back to ads.
I was just gonna say, you know what's hilarious, and this is where all the streaming services like fucking Hulu. Hulu started this shit, man. And they have now duped everyone into cutting their cable cords. And now that most people are off cable, they're making you
Hey, Mike.
pay. They're making you pay for a service that generates advertising revenue now. They're fucking
Yeah,
evil geniuses.
yeah. The I mean, it's so crazy. Netflix like doesn't still, but like I
You
used to
can
be like,
downgrade. You can downgrade
oh,
to I
can
don't know.
you?
Again, I don't. Yeah, I did because I don't mind ads. I actually kind of like ads. They let me know what's coming up, new stuff. I'm fine with them. But
I
yeah,
don't.
if you're I don't know. Again, the Canada pricing structure might be different.
Yeah.
The no ads like full HD is I think it's still $20, isn't it?
I think no ads is $20. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's there. It's
For who?
five for Netflix.
I think like 22,
Oh
24
yeah,
or something like
it
that
went
because
up.
I recently
Is it?
downgraded to the $15 plan because I was
Jordan
like,
pays
dude,
for it.
y'all are not worth that.
Guess what? Guess how much mine is?
$6.99, you cheap ass.
Exactly.
You got the ads, dude.
I don't, dude.
Yeah.
It's like three ads per show. I don't
But the
care.
thing is, though, you're not wrong though because you get to learn about new things that are coming out and whatnot, like maybe even new movies.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. And then
literally,
plus,
there was a new Nick Cage movie coming out, and I had no idea until literally we were at a hotel literally 2 nights ago, and I was watching it, and I was like, dude, there's a new Nick Cage movie coming out.
Hey, I don't mind them. Television's different because when I'm watching like a television show on Tubi, usually the ad break is right where the ad break would have been organically when it aired on television, so it's way less distracting. For me, it's when I'm watching it on Amazon Prime and it's like mid-movie and it's kind of a quiet
Hey
sort of
Jenny,
movie, and then
hey,
all of
do
a
you
sudden
need
it's a
penis
very
pills?
loud ad. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah, it would cut
it's
off
like
right
holy
up.
shit, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Will Goku manage to survive? Find out next time on the next episode of Drat. And
Yeah, yeah,
then it comes
exactly.
back from four ads.
Do you
Dragonball
know where your kids
Z.
are?
And then it goes to the end credits, and then you get another ad before the new episode starts.
Oh, I
Pretty
always
much,
pay
yeah.
attention to the end of the episode because, like, when they try to do that bullshit of giving an ad, I'll just back out and then press the new episode, and then most times it'll go straight to it.
You know what I do miss though? I don't know if you guys ever got the DVD releases when they first started releasing like the seasons on DVD for Dragon Ball
Yeah, the
Z.
orange box.
Yeah, the orange box. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
I
had
have a couple of those. Yeah, I love those.
they had the marathon mode.
Yeah, that was the most useful thing on the fucking
Fuck,
planet.
I
It was
love
so
that.
watching it on Funimation because I watched everyone. That was my whole goal. I wanted to watch every single episode of Dragon Ball ever in existence. And like it was obnoxious having to skip the ending credits every single time,
And the
especially in
opening,
Dragon
yeah.
Ball Z because they I think it's like the second or third one, the Gohan one, where it's just some shrieky lady singing in Japanese. It was like,
Mhm.
oh, I hate this.
Quick
I
fact check:
miss
how many
marathon
episodes are in
mode.
the original Dragon Ball Z?
God
Okay,
damn.
okay. Don't. Well, I'm gonna guess 132. No, yeah,
291.
132. Too many?
291. 291.
291.
I know it was two
132
something. I think
is
it's like
The original
100.
Funimation was 276, but the original uncut and censored is 291.
Yeah, because
I
actually
think Super the
they
131.
yeah, and then the
Yeah,
Kai
yeah,
was like
yes, yes.
100. Kai was 180, wasn't it, or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't very much. Yeah, it
Well,
was
because
like
they
half.
got rid of all the filler and followed the manga to a T, so it was
Yeah.
shorter.
Apparently,
Yeah.
though, according to my friend, because I when I was watching it, I was doing a lot of TikToks about it. So my one friend was like, "Yeah, it's like inspired me to go watch it." So she watched Kai, and I've never watched Kai, but I'm told that it really takes for granted that you've seen the original. Like apparently, you really need to have seen the original in order to, because it skips over like a great deal. She said that
Well,
was her perspective as someone who
it
hadn't watched it in a
follows
while.
it follows the manga, so I don't know. It skips over a lot, yeah, but it skips over a lot of the filler.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
Well,
told.
so if
It's
you were
funny
reading the
though.
manga,
it skips
essentially it'd
over
be the
all
same
the
story.
filler. But yeah.
There's not as much filler though. The one thing I did notice, because that was a big thing for me when I was watching, especially with the original Dragon Ball. There's not as much filler in the original Dragon Ball as you think. I think overall there's
Not
only like
not in
4
the
or 5
original
episodes.
not in the original Dragon Ball, no. In Dragon Ball Z, it's filler. It only has a handful of filler episodes, but it has a lot of filler content in episodes. And so the
Oh
thing
Yes,
is
yeah,
wow.
when
you're
they
not.
and so the thing is when they made Kai, not only did they eliminate the filler episodes, but they also edited the episodes down to coincide with the manga. So events that
Yeah,
might have taken place in this episode are now in a previous episode because they eliminated sort of i.e.
pretty
i.e.
much.
i.e. like the Bulma interacting with the Namekian frog shit.
For example,
Which
yeah.
did happen in the manga, but they added to it to fill
Like
time.
Dragon Ball Z though is crazy in how well it's paced. Like it's one of those
Overall,
shows where
yeah.
you're watching it, you're like 2 hours have gone past and you've watched like 10 episodes and you don't even realize it. You're like, whoa, what's happened? This is going by crazy quick. I'm in Cell? When did that happen?
Oh, about
Thanks for
5
the
minutes
energy.
ago.
About 5 minutes ago.
I
Wow,
gotta say
that's
I
it.
love as much as I love Perfect Cell, which I mean they pretty much mimic it. Takahata 101 pretty much mimics it
Oh
to
yeah,
a
Cam
T.
Clark, and not Cam Clark, Damian Clark.
Damian Clark, yeah.
Yeah,
Which
Damian Clark. Yeah, he's pretty much just an impression. Yeah,
I mean, but like at
Supernatural.
every level too, though. But I mean,
yeah.
goddamn, Perfect Cell. Actually, just Cell in general might be my favorite character from Dragon Ball. Yeah, close second to Vegeta in DBZ Abridged. But
Oh yeah, it's
Cell's
tough
got
between him and Vegeta.
Cell's got so many great liners, but even at every stage,
Yeah,
Cell is hilarious.
yeah, yeah. It's just such a well-written character. I mean, to be fair, Taka is also kind of slightly unhinged. So like
Yeah, which is funny because I normally don't find him.
Canadian, by the way.
Yeah, he is. I normally don't find him funny, but him as Cell, man. I
I
mean,
He's got a particular kind of humor. Actually, what really interesting thing to watch is over on their secondary channel, they did a reaction series of reaction videos where they went through the entire series and they talked about it and all that. And watching them interact is very, you can really get a sense of their writing process. And
yeah,
like you could be like, oh, once you hear their writing process, like, oh, that's clearly a Taka joke. That's a Lanny joke. That's
yeah.
a
You do start to see him, but I just you and from what I understand, because I watched that series too, they basically let Taka kind of loose when it came to Cell. That's why Cell has a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
really just like in your face, overtly sexual humor that has no, there's no stopping him. and just kind of random shit. But it's like, remember that time I took on a whole battle ball team by myself?
I love how they took I love their creative use of filler in that show. Like where they turned the filler where it was like Krillin versus Cell and they made
Made
it
it
this
into a
horrible nightmare
Celine, yeah.
sequence. Yeah, yeah. That's good. That was
Not
good
the
stuff.
law!
I was so disappointed that they did. I understood why they didn't want to do Boo. I fully get it. That arc is self-parody. So like how do you parody it further? But I really enjoyed
Oh,
the
you
Boo
do.
bits.
I was gonna say you do the boo bits, which is basically
Yeah.
all we really needed.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I mean, they made the point because that it wasn't. It's not exactly the same as what it would have been like had they done it. Like they said, it's a close approximation because there was a lot of input from totally not marking it. But
Yeah.
but also I think when they're unrestrained, their stuff's not as good. Like I don't think any of the the CGI show they're doing about Hiffle.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's nearly as good. It's a lot of or their dragon shorts. I'm just like it's not as good. When it's not being restrained to the original show, I just don't think it's.
Which
I don't think the writing is there.
and fair enough because I would classify them as parody writers, not like which I mean I don't know. They might have some original ideas that are stellar. I just haven't seen them. But it's like you
I
said, when they're
don't know.
not restrained, it's kind of like I think we're trying to force this joke here a little too much. Like
Yeah, like as much as I get that show is a copyright nightmare. Uh, yeah, it's just disappointing. It ended the way it did, but I get it. I get it, and the finale is genuinely good. Like just genuinely good.
it's it actually. So you're referring to the Cell finale, not the
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the not
And
the epilogue, but the actual cell
yeah,
finale
because
itself.
the epilogue's funny too. But no, I mean the thing is, it's like it's honestly a better story. But they have 20 plus years of hindsight to work with. But I mean,
Pretty
it's
much.
that's what wowed me about DBZ Abridged because not only is it hilarious, there's a lot of moments that are genuinely just better for the
Yeah.
characters. Like I think my favorite moment in the whole series, believe it or not, is a TN moment.
Yeah, he's got
The
some good
whole
ones.
but the whole like yeah, fuck power levels, fuck Super Saiyans, and fuck you.
Yeah, it's so funny because going back and rewatching Dragon Ball Z Abridged, there's a
Four
lot of
Star
the stuff
killed
that
that.
not Dragon Ball Z Abridged, the original Dragon Ball Z, you really notice like those small micro moments that they point out that I had never, but you're like, oh my God, it's right, it's all there. Like
Well, and
it's all laid out in front of us.
it's also poking fun at the fact that like those of us and that watched Dragon Ball Z for the first time in like 96, 97, we watched it cold. We hadn't seen Dragon Ball, so these characters like Tien, Yamcha, Chaozu, like we're like, who the fuck are these people? We have no basis. Like we have no reason to believe that Tien stands a chance against anybody because we've never seen him fight. But if you've seen Dragon Ball before, Tien is
Yeah.
a force to be reckoned with. And so
That
He's
when
always
he
sequence.
training.
loses,
Yeah.
when he and Yamcha too, because Yamcha's, I mean, well, Yamcha gets Yamcha in Dragon Ball, but not to the same degree. But
Not to the same degree.
Yamcha is a good fighter. So when he dies in the Saiyan Saga, spoiler alert, by the way, but I mean,
You know it.
come
You've
on.
seen the memes.
I was gonna say, even if you haven't seen the show, you've seen the memes. So when Yamcha dies so easily, it's just kind of like, oh shit, and we
Well, he
just
died in
didn't
original
get that.
Dragon Ball too, didn't he?
Yeah,
Okay,
but I mean,
sorry.
see, that's the thing. That's the thing. The King Piccolo
Not
arc.
original. That's Krillin. Krillin died in original Dragon Ball.
Oh, you're right.
I could have sworn Yamcha died too, and they brought
No,
them all back.
No.
no,
Just Krillin.
I was wrong. Yes, Yamcha doesn't die until the Saiyan
I'm pretty
Saga.
sure. So Yamcha does die in the Saiyan
I think
Saga,
you're right.
but
I think you're
in the
right.
original Dragon Ball Dragon Ball.
Because Krillin's the only one. Krillin and Chaozu are the only ones that can't be wished back with the Earth's
Yes.
Dragon Balls because they
Well,
died in the
they
King
had
Piccolo
three. They
saga.
had three pods. They had three pods. Oh, it was they had three pods in the original Dragon Ball, if you remember, that they stored bodies in, and one of them was Krillin because he got killed by Tambourine, and then who were the other two?
Chaozu and
Master
Master Roshi.
Roshi? Chaozu
Master
Master Roshi.
Roshi and Chaozu or who?
Yeah. Chaozu.
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 So yeah, oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
That's why him
That's why a
blowing
lot of
himself
people were
up was a
confused in
What is he
Dragon Ball Z.
saying,
They're
dude?
like, why can't Chaozu come back?
Yeah. What did they say in Dragon Ball Z Abridged? It's like this will be Chaozu's second time. Next time I get a Sunday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right,
He
I
that's
am
why him
going
blowing
to
himself up was such a
invite
big deal.
Sosa. He's getting on here in a few
Yeah,
minutes.
Sosa's getting on. Which, by the way, Justin, I don't know if you've ever seen this before. I actually found this on the internet, but the geniuses at Shonen Jump magazine actually they didn't canonize it, but they officially published it. It's a doujinshi manga with the premise being that the author has an accident in the real world and he wakes
I've heard
up
of it. Yeah,
as Yamcha, but he retains all of his knowledge of the Dragon Ball
yeah,
universe.
That's
yeah, yeah.
terrible. That's not
No,
fair.
it's
No,
actually
it actually
quite
turns out
good.
really good. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
And
he would
The
know
art,
what to do and what not to do.
exactly.
that's the
That's
premise.
exactly the
And
premise of it. Yeah,
there's a pretty solid twist at the end too that I did not see coming the first time I read it.
yeah.
And,
The artist, he replicates Akira Toriyama's art like immaculately. Like it
yeah,
looks just like it. It's incredible.
and it's hilarious because he lets you know how good he is because the story opens not in Toriyama's art style, it opens in his, and it's completely different. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen
Yeah,
the art. It's
but
good.
then as he transitions, he replicates Toriyama's art style to a T.
Yeah, it looks just like his. It's crazy.
Oh wow.
And it goes like right up to my knowledge. Last I had heard of it, it goes up right to the Frieza saga. Like he winds up going to Namek.
Yeah, Sosa's trying to get in.
He says it's just saying preparing meeting. I
Yeah,
sent him
that's
a invite.
yeah. Send him another invite. Maybe I may have accidentally sent him the wrong one, but I sent him the same one I sent Justin, so I don't know what's going on. But yes, everybody, I freaked out because you can order this on Amazon. Um,
I didn't know that
Here,
they had
actually.
actually published it like as a
I didn't either.
book.
I was shocked because I was shocked because I was telling Eric about it. I'm like, shit, I want to read that again. And then I just Google searched it, and it popped out on Amazon. And I was like, the fuck?
Yeah,
And
last
I
I heard it was just an internet thing. That's
yeah,
incredible. I didn't
no,
know they had published it.
it's officially
Cool.
too. Viz Media and Shonen Jump.
That's so cool.
It's got its
They
own
should do an anime.
ISBN.
I would totally watch an anime.
I'd watch that OVA.
I would absolutely watch that OVA. It'd be so good.
Somebody should make it.
Oh, here he's on now.
So,
Yo, I made
yo,
Hello,
it.
good sir.
Sosa
What
Potence.
up?
Meet our
All
friend
right, I'm
Justin.
warning.
Howdy, guys to meet you. Pleasure.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Not too
Oh
bad.
shit!
Not too bad.
I like your beard.
Thanks.
And Justin
I'm
is
warning
our
y'all guys ahead of time. I've got allergies bad. You can tell, you can hear my voice. It's all nasally. Ugh.
You're
Oh,
good.
I
I'm
know
on
that feeling.
Dragon Blend. You're good.
But yeah, so Justin, since you guys have presumably never seen or met each other, Sosa's our buddy from still in Texas, right, buddy?
Yep.
Yeah. Retired Muay Thai professional fighter, or have you come out of retirement?
Ah, neat.
Nah, retired, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
I didn't think you did,
done
but I was
with
just
this
making sure.
corrupt game.
Yeah, it's funny. Sosa's recently in the past year taken to I watch his fights and he was like, "Am I crazy or did they fuck me here?" And I'm like, "No, I think I don't know exactly how it's scored, but based on what I'm seeing, I think they fucked you pretty good."
Remember why
Yeah.
they say never let it go to the judges' scorecards? Because they'll find a
Well,
way to
Uh,
fuck you.
that's what he's trying
yes.
not to do. Which
I,
is
I I tried. I should have tried a little harder, but I was trying not to look like a complete bonehead. I was trying to make it look at least somewhat competent, and but eh.
yeah,
Fair
but you're the brick
enough.
wall, man.
I know, but I don't. It it's a thing. Like in the fight game, if you win like Marab did against Sean O'Malley, they don't look at you the same. They don't give you the same respect, and I wanted that respect.
Yeah, that's fair. But it was funny because your last fight, it's the same thing that annoyed me about Taekwondo when I was competing, is it's like somebody can barely tap you with a kick and they'll count it as a point. Whereas
Yep.
if you land a solid shot but you don't hit them as many times, it's somehow worse. And I'm just like, nah, nah. At least have some weight to the scoring. Like a tap is a point, but if you land a solid shot that knocks a dude over, like that should be like 3 points or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something. Something.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
I've always been the grindy type, which means I'll either TKO you in the third most often. You did see me get that one for or first round knockout, but most of the time I grind people out in dirty fights to decisions. I've
Mhm.
never met a judge that ever showed me the least bit of least bit of favoritism at all. Like none of them like me. If it wasn't absolutely clear, like undeniably you would get sued over it, they're gonna go against me.
Well, and the thing is, and I understand this to a point, but again, the judges, it seems to me, are going just based on the volume of blows and like how many hits you get versus the ratio of hits to blows thrown. But
Right.
the thing of it is, though, like when you watch your fights, you're throwing less blows, but they count way more.
Yep.
And not only that,
And
you
I
take
laugh at all the
punches.
ones they hit me with.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and you take blows like a fucking animal.
Oh, I
And
appreciate it, man.
I'm just saying, that's some bullshit. That's all I'm saying.
Respect.
And then Justin
I
here is
appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Justin here
Yeah,
is the host of the Spur of the Moment podcast, one of the other podcasts on our network. So he's talking some
I
Dragon
don't
Ball with
take
us tonight.
I don't take blows to the head for a living. I don't do that. So respect. Anyone who does that automatically has my respect because that looks frightening to put it I guess bluntly mildly.
yeah. It can be. I'll tell you the worst moment. Now, after a while, you kind of turn off. Like I fought so many times, and I was already not a nervous person. I don't even care. I'll just like whatever. But I tell you the worst moment most of the time, even when I'm never nervous, when they lock the cage door and you're in the ring, it's a huge ching. And then you're like, oh boy, I'm in
I
it
got you for
now.
3 minutes.
Like,
It's
oh,
interesting.
yeah, I got you in here for 3 minutes. I'm like,
3 minutes of playtime.
Oh.
Yeah,
yeah.
I've heard a lot of fighters say that it's like the moment the cage door closes, that's when it becomes real. Yeah, I'm not the
I
Yep.
first
didn't know
person to
this
ever
was
say
going to be a
that.
cage match.
I know it was going to be a cage
Unlock the
match.
thing.
Did you see what he
Even
did to
though,
that Flying Dutchman guy?
Yeah.
although objectively,
Oh,
the
my
cage match
legs.
was better for him because he had a thing to stick on. So really,
This
he
is
wanted
true.
a cage match.
Yeah, that is better
Just
for
putting that out
Spider-Man.
there.
That is intimidating as shit, though.
Yeah,
No,
it truly
it
is.
really is. Like that's when it hits you. Yeah. But yeah, I just wasn't gonna deal with this corrupt game anymore, man. And we all know that I like not saying I'm nearly the best. I'm not even close to the best. But I am the toughest man in the world. But that being said, I need to take care of this right here. I need that CTE
Hmm.
gone. I don't want to develop that stuff. So I retire. I made my point. I made my point enough. I retire at 33. Hopefully, I'm not too fucked up later on.
And on that note, um,
A
excited about.
meeting, or I would have said something.
Well, I'm going to take a moment to. I promised everybody the reveal from our friends at Stevie Wick School Beings Candle Company, and
Hmm.
here it is.
Ooh, that's cool.
The
I like
I
that.
special
haven't seen it yet.
Dragon,
Oh, there it is. Yes.
the special Dragon Ball series will be available next week in honor of the release of Dragon Ball Daima.
Ooh, that's cool. That's cool.
Normally $24.99, going to be on sale for $19.99, but use your special promo code AIP and get 10% off your entire order.
Nice.
StevieWicks.com, first link in the description, or second link in the description. The other one is our other podcast, which you can watch tomorrow night, down the middle, any and all things pro wrestling. I have a feeling we're going to talk about AEW getting their new TV deal with Warner Brothers Discovery tomorrow, but we don't know. And we touched on the fact that Monday Night Raw is going to be streaming on Netflix starting in 2025. We'll probably touch on that too because Netflix is making some big time power moves. But that's tomorrow night. It's Dragon Ball tonight.
Heck yeah.
Dragon Ball Z.
Now, I know this is to be expected, but all the reviews are saying how wonderful it is, and everyone's propping up the animation. Dragon Ball Super was basically taken on a dare's worth of time, so some of their animation that they had to churn out every week was absolute crap.
Yeah,
It made
Oh,
the
it's
most
so bad.
legendary memes ever.
yeah.
It is real
I
This
think
bad.
one,
I think they made up
this
for it in
one
the
they've
end,
had a
though.
year and a half to prep, and so
Oh,
I've
To
heard it looks
create
really
if
good.
If the
It looks
trailer's
pretty.
if the trailer's any indication, this is gonna be gorgeous. It's gonna be fucking
You
gorgeous.
guys are getting it in theaters,
Yes,
and
we
Heck
are.
yeah.
They're
I'm
putting the
hoping
first
it
three
comes here. I want to
episodes.
watch it in theaters so bad.
I looked up, tickets aren't available yet, but it's through Fathom Events, so I'm keeping my eyes out because I was like, shit, I might do
Dude,
that.
whatever day you can get, I don't care. I'm there.
They're supposed to
We
email me when tickets are available, so
Dude, I'm so
I want to
down.
go so bad. We didn't. We made the mistake of not going to Dragon Ball Superhero in theaters, and I regretted it when I watched it because I was like, oh, I like that movie so much.
it was that was worth seeing in the theater. It
I
absolutely
was I
was.
was
Absolutely.
I was a genuine surprise how much I turns out because there was a point I don't like Dragon Ball Super just straight up, and so there was a point when
Oh
I
no.
don't like Dragon Ball
You
Super
Like it
like GT,
all.
don't you?
like like
He
more
is a GT apologist.
more or
Oh
less of
no,
it.
He
grand
Here's what
trash.
I'll say. Okay,
Uh-oh.
here's what
Grand
I'll say.
trash.
Here's what I'll say. The when I
Super
tried to
Saiyan
last time I
4.
tried Super I enjoy
Super
so
Saiyan
I
4 is
love
awesome.
I think Super Saiyan 4 is objectively the second best Super Saiyan. The first being the first Super Saiyan, obviously.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
honest. I can. Well, I don't know. I'm partial to blue, but
Oh,
Dude,
really? But Blue's the
no.
worst one.
oh no, no,
It's
no, my friend,
it's
no, no,
Super
no,
Saiyan but blue. It's so boring. It's
no,
aesthetically it's the
no.
most boring
And I
looking one.
and I will quote Goku from the Boo Bits from our friends at DBZ Abridged. No, it's not the same thing. See, I have more sparkles. The
Yeah.
things.
The only time I ever liked it is in the Broly movie. That was the only time I liked it because I liked how it looked when he transformed from one. But beyond that, can't. But to be fair to poor Dragon Ball Super, it's a midquel, so it has no stakes. And
Well,
I watched it after
it
hundreds of episodes
does.
of the original show, which I much better.
I want to see how they tie it in. Like that's why we're all dying to see Super
But you
2.
But I can't.
but oh my God, here's the thing
That
though. Here's
they
the thing.
can.
I
Like
keep
that there's
saying
so
it.
much to
No,
retcon very easily.
no, it's not a
It
retcon.
is a very
It's a
loosely
different
based
timeline.
series. It can be retconned so easily.
It's a different timeline, dude. It's a
No.
different
What are you
timeline from
I
talking
don't know.
about?
Not
GT. It's
according
a different
not
timeline from
according
G.
to Toy. According to
Okay,
Toy,
but
it is
Toy
very
is
Wait,
joint
wrong.
sync up.
are you
Okay,
all confused?
no. So here's the thing, Justin, you'll agree with me on this, right? I'm going to use Star
Maybe
Trek.
I'm confused.
So the two new series, Discovery and Strange New Worlds, were allegedly in the main canon timeline. However, because they fucked with the continuity so much, they've now had to come out and say, "Oh well, it's actually an alternate timeline." So they retconned their retcons because they realized that they fucked it up so bad, and that's basically what Super has done to GT. So GT's just another timeline.
Well, it's not
That's all
even,
it
but it's
is.
not even just GT. It's that Super has to connect to the end of Dragon Ball Z because Super takes place after they've defeated Boo, but before the the 10 years later where they run into each other and they're like, it's been 10 years since we seen each other, Goku, even though we saw each other. Like that bit that the Boo bits make fun of, like
Yeah.
that still has to happen, and they've insisted that it's going to happen. Like
Um,
that Dragon Ball Super will eventually line up to the end of Dragon Ball Z.
unless you look at it this way. So the end of Dragon Ball Z is the
Quantum physics.
springboard. The end of Dragon Ball Z springboards into GT. All you have to do is that in the Super timeline, that's just not a thing that happens.
Well,
It
that's
ends.
what
It
that's
ends
what
at
me
Boo.
and Jordan are like. Yeah.
Yeah, it ends at Boo, and then it just goes right into Super. It's easy.
Well, we our theory has always been because in Dragon Ball's Super Broly, they basically imply that Broly's power comes from the Ozaru form. That's where his all that superpower comes from. So we always figured that was their way into backdooring into Super Saiyan 4 because that
The
franchise
Akari.
really the big monkey, the big monkey power. It comes from
Yeah,
the big
but
monkey.
what they call it is actually Akari, because you can see
Oh,
it in
really?
his eye, yeah, his pupils. It's like ICARI or something like that.
Ah, interesting. Because yeah, that's the the one thing that Akira Toriyama liked from well, the two things were the Shadow Dragons and Super Saiyan 4, which is why Super Saiyan 4 is kind of like the most enduring part of that show.
But again,
And Akira is correct. Those are two of the most amazing parts of TT. I'll be honest
Yeah.
with y'all guys. The Dragon Ball arc, I think that's why they're partially reusing it for Daima because it was that good of an idea. A way
Yeah.
to be able to flush out the Dragon Balls and quit the story and make sure they're never used again. I think that's freaking awesome. And Super Saiyan 4 is just as awesome. I mean, like those two things and pretty much only those two things, but man, they were some awesome two things.
Well, and
It's
then
it's not a perfect show.
well, no, my theory about Super Saiyan 4 is it's not even a Super Saiyan form technically.
Neither is Ultra Instinct.
No,
Not
Ultra
as yeah,
Instinct is
not, Ultra
definitely
Instinct
not.
is not technically a transformation. No,
The
No, but
technique.
the thing about Super Saiyan 4 though is that first of all it requires a tail. And technically speaking, it's basically just mastered Super Saiyan Ozaru. So I guess in a way it's Super Saiyan, but not really.
Lame.
Who
The
I well I
backstory, not
That's what I'm saying. Who
not the
cares?
the
I'm trying to
backstory.
fill
I
I
time for
get that.
content.
I
I know
enjoyed
you're
it
good.
because it was because the Super Saiyan forms progressively become more and more ape-like as they go on. So the Super Saiyan 3 has the protrude like forehead and it's he's like more like hunched over and like when they show it, it shows him tapping in to the ape power. It shows him tapping into it. And so I just think Super Saiyan 4 is the logical endpoint of that transformation up until Super Saiyan 5. Do y'all remember Super Saiyan 5?
Dude, I
Where it just
remember
became
Super
more
Saiyan
hair.
6, man.
Super
7,
Saiyan
8, 9,
6.
10, 12, 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
These
just got
youngins
more
will
and more
never know the
hair.
fan art that used to exist.
Well,
Hmm.
I
remember
mean,
whenever
yeah, I remember
when
Veggie Tunks,
Veggie Tunks, yeah. Well,
what
and
they
then
eventually made.
Dragon Ball AF.
Yeah, Dragon Ball AF,
Oh
and
yeah.
then Heroes just made Veggie Tunks into a thing. It was hilarious.
I don't know why so many people hate on Heroes.
They had a
It's just
I
liberal
fun.
form called they
It
had
was
a
a fun
liberal
what
form
if.
called Veggie Cucks.
I'm just saying, it's just fun. It never claimed to be canon ever.
it's well, I mean, it's not. It's a
It's
promotional
not.
anime for a card
Yeah,
game, but that's why I don't get why people get mad at it. But
that's
on
what I'm
the other
saying.
hand,
It's just fun.
when I watch it, I think I always say I got to like Super Saiyan 4 Max Overdrive or whatever it was called, and that was the point where I went, I get it. I get why people make fun of this franchise. I get why people say it's only screaming and transformations. I understand. And then
It's
I never
screaming
watched another
transformations and
episode.
heart, man.
And yeah, but I think Heroes is sort of devoid of that. Heroes is kind of the equivalent of just mashing action figures together.
Well,
And sometimes
Heroes
that
is
works and
Heroes is
sometimes it
just fan.
doesn't.
It's just fan service. That's all it is.
But I will
Yeah, but they're
say
honest about it.
Exactly. That's what I'm
they
saying.
are,
I
yeah.
don't understand why people are getting mad about it because it's like they never said they were trying to pass this off as official
I
Dragon Ball.
My thing with
Nobody
Heroes is
got
it
mad at
does
Bar because it was honest with what it was, and Dragon Ball Super is honest for what it is. Like, cool.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
my thing with Super is it the reason why I dislike it is it's good ideas that are explored in a not very interesting way. Like
Well, and
I
I'll give you that Super Saiyan God is contrived as shit. I will give you that.
I don't hate Super Saiyan God. I don't mind Super Saiyan God. For me, it's stuff like, okay, we're doing an evil Goku, and we're building up this mystery, and we're creating this intrigue, and it's just a guy.
It's
You
not,
didn't
but
like the
it's
Black
It's
Saga?
just a guy. It's just a guy. Yeah, he's
well,
not black. That was funny.
it's
That
also
made me laugh.
This man is not
This
black.
man is not black.
so. I'm
They
sorry. I
That
had
think
the
was
balls. I was impressed.
Well, I think I've told this story before, but when I watched Dragon Ball Super for the first time, I was watching the Japanese simulcast because I didn't want to wait. And the thing is,
Yep,
that's the line in
same.
Japanese, and I
It
remember
is.
it
chuckling.
is.
Well, but I remember
It is.
chuckling to
Yeah.
myself. I was like, "Oh, I wonder how they're gonna take care of that in the English dub because there's no way
They
they're gonna
changed the
say that."
words.
And then I see it in the English, I'm like, "Oh my God!"
The English dub, I think honestly, I think the English dub is better than the original Japanese because I think it irons out a lot of the shit in that series that didn't make sense.
No, they couldn't
Yeah.
capture the emotion quite as well.
And even new, yeah,
Oh no,
to be fair, I always have a soft spot for the dub, but
Well, see,
like so much of that series is incoherent. So
it is, but here's the thing to Eric's point about the English dub. So it's very much well in the Japanese dub, Goku doesn't really change all that much. In the English dub, he does big time, and they do a complete return to form for him in Super. And because Goku was Superman in the Funimation English dub and not Goku,
Yeah.
When he goes
Yeah.
back to being a country bumpkin, it doesn't
My
translate the
my
same.
thing what I realized about Super was that it's a show written by people who watched Dragon Ball Z as a kid. So
Absolutely.
they're not really good. It was a thing I realized about Frieza, where Frieza has kind of become a caricature of himself,
A little
where
bit,
he's
yeah.
that Dragon Ball Super kind of forgets that he's a genius tactician. Like it's the thing I realized when I watched Dragon Ball Z is that he's not just a blind sociopath who will just kill anyone on a dime. Like he keeps Vegeta around for a reason. Like he values his contribution to his organization. He values people who are value who bring value to the team. Like genuinely, like he values Dodoria, he values Zarbon.
You're describing Frieza as Michael Scott.
Kind of, yeah. Like just how good he is at utilizing his people. He is lost in Dragon Ball Super, where he's
He's
just
just in
kind of a
there.
cartoonish bad guy.
He's just in there. He's like, well,
Fuck off.
Here's the thing. Zarbon's quite annoying, but he's the best salesperson we have. So
But I'd rather be feared than loved.
you
I'd
just
rather be
kind
loved
of
to be feared.
you just kind of deal with it, you know. He's
Why are
got
you the way that you are?
But
not
yeah, that's
Dodoria.
my.
No,
I just want feeling like that's
no.
what she said.
Not a bad
My
impersonation.
girl is going to love this part because she is a die-hard Office fan. Live and breathe by it.
I mean, I love that. Have you ever
I
seen
just
the
started
clip of
watching it not too long ago.
Bro, for real?
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
it took me a while to get into it. Like the first season, I hated Michael Scott or yeah, Steve. Is that his name? Michael
Steve
Scott in the show?
Carell,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
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 Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't. He's so cringy, and I
He's
know it's meant
supposed
to
to
be
be.
that way.
Bro.
But he got better in the second season and on.
Yeah, because
bro,
they
this is
realized
this
they
is
realized that
before Hollywood
Americans,
went to shit.
yeah. Well, they realized Americans, generally speaking, don't appreciate British humor. So
Well, that's what I heard. That first season's just trying to be the British version,
it
and
was.
it apparently doesn't
It's
work.
almost
Culture.
beat for beat.
Yeah, I've heard that. And then it's like once it hits this, to be fair, Jordan's a big Office fan. I'm not a super huge Office guy, but he said that yeah, the second season is where it really gets good. That's why we take umbrage with canceling a show after one season. We're like, you
I mean,
denied
fair,
the
fair.
opportunity to get good.
That's fair.
Can you imagine if they canceled shows after one season back in the day?
We wouldn't
Yeah.
have any of the properties that we love.
Just saying.
I mean, they did cancel Dragon Ball Z technically, but they just brought it back because people were like, "No, this is gonna happen. This is gonna be a thing."
This is
I for the
off
longest
topic, but
time
did you guys ever see a show on Netflix called I Am Not Okay with This?
I've heard of it. I haven't
recognize
seen
the
it.
name.
Heard
It
of
only I am not okay with this. It had one season and it was a fantastic show. I don't know if you guys haven't seen it, then look it up afterwards and look into it. But
Hey, I recognize the name. I don't know why I recognize the name.
the girl from It was on there who played Beverly,
Oh
Child
yes,
or
I've
adult.
definitely heard of this. Yes, yes.
and she had powers similar to Carrie.
Yes, I
You
do
guys don't-
recognize
yeah, okay.
this.
Okay.
Yeah, Carrie. I know Carrie.
Yeah, she's the girl that got all the blood on her right now. I'm kidding. I don't know who Carrie
That's
is.
my actually. It's funny. You guys did an unrelated topic. There's another short you guys put out where you're talking about Jason movies. My favorite Jason movie is Jason 7 because it's Jason versus Carrie.
And you know what? I actually misspoke in that
Oh
short.
yeah.
I
Took me
actually
a second.
I
Forgot about that.
misspoke in that short. I should have said my favorite is 3, not 2. I misspoke. So I wasn't the only
Three's
one that got
really
confused.
good.
That's what I'm
Also,
saying. I
Jason
had
is
3 in my mind, but
Which is the one he goes to Manhattan?
that's the seventh one
I think
or
so.
eighth
Yeah.
one.
That's the best one when he kicks the boombox.
That one really is just more like Jason on a
Boom.
boat because they really don't get to Manhattan until like the last 20 minutes of it. The worst one's the ninth one. That's the worst one.
Oh, so it's like
hands
Jurassic
down.
Park 2.
Goes to hell?
Yeah, it goes no, yeah, the
Oh,
one where
good.
he's not
Yeah,
the
that's
one where
the
you
ninth
never
one.
see him
That's
wear the
not that one
hockey
bad.
mask and he just possesses people.
But I mean, they bring it back. Oh, I think Sosa dropped out on accident. He'll come back.
No, yeah.
Tough. But they really bring it back around with Jason in space.
Jason in Space is genuinely good. It has okay, my
That
favorite
was
Jason
terrible.
kill. Jason in Space is okay. My two favorite Jason kills are in Jason 7, where it's the evil stepdad and he's running away, and Jason lets him get away, and then he disappears for a while, and he comes back and he's got a weed whacker. He just kills him with a weed whacker. Very funny. And then the other one is in Jason X, where he's in the simulator, and there's these two naked girls like playing with each other, whatever, and it cuts away to another scene, and then just cuts back, and he's beating them to death with they're in the sleeping bag, and he's beating them to death.
Oh yeah.
That would be so fucking funny. Probably
Yeah,
unintentionally.
Are you
No,
gonna
that's
get
that's the
premarital
point where they
sex and
decided it should be
drugs?
funny. Also, I need to fact check you. Jason is technically in the first Friday the 13th movie.
Right, but he's not the
No.
stabby.
But I think he said he wasn't in it, maybe.
No,
Or
I said it wasn't Jason. I was referring to the killer.
the hockey mask version. Yeah, no, the hockey mask version.
Who
But
was
he is
the mom's
technically.
victims?
That movie's actually the camp kids, the camp counselors. That movie is, in my opinion, the best Friday the 13th movie because it's honestly a good movie. It's if you're unfamiliar with the twist is really good. Like it doesn't telegraph it at all. You're unsure as to who's gonna get it and what order. And Kevin Bacon's in it.
I was gonna say Jason's first kill was in that movie because he was
Technically, yeah.
he jumped up and pulled the
It
bitch in the water.
strangles her in the water. Yeah.
You gonna die?
Yeah, no, I watched all those movies in a row for Halloween one year. They were very fun movies.
So does anybody have any info on what supposedly happens in Daima? I know that there's what is it? The demon world is supposed to
They
be
go to the
where
demon realm,
yeah, they
yeah.
go to the demon realm, yeah. But does anybody know like what obviously
I do.
somebody makes a
Is it
wish.
gonna be the same as Dragon
There's,
Ball?
there's Demon
No.
Dragon Balls. There's a new
No,
set of Dragon Balls, apparently.
No, I do have the lowdown on these things. I've also been getting some good Baki Netflix lowdowns too, but we'll cover that later. This one, there is a war that has gone on for power in the demon realm because they killed Deborah. And so there has
Oh,
been
interesting.
so there is a new power struggle and new gods emerge from this power struggle that's been being waged war, down below for years and years and years. And finally, someone comes up. And they're not alone, but they're seeking to make our world like their world and conquer it. So, yeah.
See,
Interesting.
Lots
So
of
yeah, that was
dimensional
dimensional peering, time
It sounds
traveling, and all
cool.
that stuff.
so
because that
basically
was
we
that
get
was
so basically we get Goku goes to hell again.
Dude, we get a
Yep.
kid Vegeta. I don't care.
I know I'm
yeah.
fine with,
I was
I'm
down for
fine
Kid
with
Vegeta.
this.
I was down
Kakarot,
as soon as
get over
I
here,
wasn't
you
into it
idiot.
until I wasn't into it until I saw all of the cast were getting turned into kids, and I was like, you know what? All right, Kid Vegeta, I'm kind of into that. I'm kind of into that.
I'm
I'm
It
not
was
gonna
like
lie.
Babality on Mortal Kombat.
It's just widespread babality.
Babality.
But
My
like,
only question
I
is
want
is
Vegeta
there
to have. I just want it to be Kid Sabbath. Just put a voice effect filter on him
I
and
mean
it's Kid
that's
Sabbath.
I think that might be what they're gonna do, but isn't that
The balls are inert.
but is there a power downgrade though? Since they're getting turned back into kids. That's the question I
No,
could
Super
never.
Saiyan. Super Saiyan is still in it. It's in the
Oh,
trailer.
right. Super Saiyan's still there, but surely they're because Goku's got the power pole again.
Well, they
Yeah. Well,
can't use their bodies as well. They are not
Yeah.
as familiar with the key control and impulses and all that stuff. They can attune themselves, but it's harder.
So
Gotcha.
this also takes place.
Similar to GT.
It takes
Plus,
place
a kid's
after.
natural durability, their durability is not just built up because their bodies are not quite as strong or as powerful. Their key
Yeah.
is, but their bodies are not, so they have to constantly adjust for that. There's all sorts of difficulties that GT laid out. Just they didn't list it out like we're used to.
Also,
Yeah, and then
Akira
that was the.
Toriyama.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say Akira Toriyama wanted to strip it back.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
he's wanted to do that for years. He's wanted to put the Z bottle back in the bottle as forever. So
Yep.
But and
so
that
this will.
was the logic of making Super Saiyan 4 in adult form though, because it was just too much energy.
Well, the thing with GT was they wrote a lot of that on the fly.
Sure.
So like they did the first like a few episodes of it.
You
People
could
fucking
tell.
hated it. Yeah, pretty
No,
much.
you don't say.
The reason why they leaped to baby right
Pair of
away is
rappers.
because people fucking hated those first 13 episodes, and so they went, "Oh shit, this needs to be Dragon Ball Z, and it needs to be Dragon Ball Z yesterday,"
We need
which
to
is
see
why
this
Super
shit
Saiyan
up.
4 exists.
And Baby,
Yeah.
I still love the Baby saga. It's one of my favorite Dragon Ball
It was
arcs,
good.
period.
I love GT because thematically GT is all about consequences. So like
Yeah.
every arc in that show is a result of the previous arc before it. So the
That's
Shadow
true.
Dragons are a result of have Hell breaking apart because of Super 17. Super 17 exists because Mew got killed by Baby, so on and so forth.
Well, but even
Oh, damn.
well,
That's a good way
even
to look
the
at that.
well, even the inciting incident in the series, the Pilaf using the Black Star Dragon Balls to turn Goku into a kid. It's still revenge. So yeah, it's all about
Pretty much, yeah.
consequences. That's a good way
The
to look
Dragon
at it.
Ball the Shadow Dragons are a consequence of
Overuse, yep.
overuse of the Dragon Balls. That's why I like GT better than Super because I don't think Super. I think Super is a bunch of desperate ideas, like disconnected ideas that are decent ideas. They're just never executed in a way that's interesting to me personally.
Well, the vibe I've been
I
getting
I
from
agree with
the
you generally on GT and stuff. Whenever it comes to that story, I think that story is absolutely amazing, and I hope they do right by it. But I'm pretty sure they will. GT's storyline was just misexecuted, like y'all already said before. But one thing
Yeah,
I want to say about Dragon Ball Super is that he made it for the power scalers like me. He made it for the death battle debaters because they
that I
get he
don't
just
disagree
giving
with.
us feats and feats and feats and feats. I was like, yes. And they were outright saying it. Yeah, we were manipulating reality. I was like, yes, thank you.
I will
well,
concede that like Ultra Instinct looks cool. Like it just looks cool.
It does.
It's a
And the
better
music.
It is
and
cool.
the music is
yeah.
cool.
Well,
I the
the Dragon Ball Super manga is giving me hope that like yeah, series one seemed to just be like a love letter to Dragon Ball and power scalers, really Dragon Ball Z and power scalers like, Sosa alluded to. But as they're going further in the manga, which again I haven't read it in its entirety, but I'm kind of it seems different. It seems a little bit more, I'm not gonna say
Ooh, Justin can't
intense.
stand Black Frieza.
What okay.
I'm
Okay.
excited for Black Freezer.
Okay,
I
what
cannot stand Black Frieza.
you gotta bring your racism into this shit?
I
Bro,
look.
I
I
bet he's
don't
Bro,
got
like.
Nikes.
I don't dislike. I don't dislike Black Frieza because he's black. Okay,
Oh,
I
sure,
dislike him and
sure,
he's black.
sure.
This man is not black, he's purple.
bro, the memes that came out after Black Freezer was revealed.
Oh, I
Wow.
just.
It's those are
Why?
so funny.
Why are we
Comedy
fighting
gold.
Frieza for a fourth fucking time? Who gives a shit? I'm sorry. I hate Black Frieza in
I do.
concept
With
Frieza,
so
how well
much.
Frieza's
he's
my
able to
favorite.
train, yeah, dude, with how fast he's able to like attain
I
power,
just.
it's insane. And
See,
I've
honestly,
already seen
with how
Goku beat him.
lame Broly is, I'm sorry everybody loves Broly. I don't like Broly. I think he's the worst character ever. I don't like his art. I don't like him.
Ooh,
He's
shots
just
fired.
it's
I
trash.
Yeah,
I don't
I
like
like
him
shots
Super
fired.
Broly. I
because
like Super
I know
Broly.
I'm pretty sure all of you probably like Broly, or what'd you say, Justin?
Super Broly. I like Super Broly. I quite like that movie. I think it's probably one of Dragon Ball's
I
better
started to
movies.
like him in that one. Let me say there was a seed planted, and I don't
I
hate
mean,
him. I want to see more of him. But the thing is,
yeah.
from all past, yeah,
Oh, you're
I
talking
don't
the
think that's
movie.
unfair.
Yeah.
You're
No,
talking
no, that's
OG Broly.
yeah,
even the
OG
movie
Broly.
though, even the new movie, I was not a fan with how much he was able to grasp at his power, and he was able to take on
He's
Blue.
a
And I'm just like,
he's
no,
a
dude,
character for power
that's
scalers though.
garbage. It's garbage. I don't care how powerful he is. That's just no. He wasn't
Guys,
even that
y'all
powerful
know
in
that
his
I got my
base.
come up starting this, right? Talking about Broly and Death Battle and Goku versus Superman and all that shit. That's where I first started out.
I
You
was
would
in the
never know.
trenches with you, dude, during all this shit.
All right,
Okay,
all
wait,
right.
wait, wait.
I wasn't sure if you were or
I
not.
don't know if I was with you in that specific battle, but I remember coming on to like the end
Are,
of it.
are you guys
Yeah.
fans of Invincible at all?
I am.
Hell
Never.
yeah.
Okay, so I've seen a lot of people be bitching and moaning
Oh yeah, you
about
just
Bardock versus Omni Man. And I did make a video about this where I said I'm not familiar enough with Omni Man because people keep saying that Bardock could easily beat Omni Man, especially if he has Super Saiyan. Is that true? Is that a true statement?
I am the Dragon Ball expert. I am the one who is at the top of the game when it comes to this stuff. Even
Hercule.
Seth, the programmer, will not debate me. but he's not interested in debating either. He's turned over a new leaf. Anyways, yeah, Bardock hit for hit is way stronger, but not enough, unfortunately. The more consistent feats of speed go to Invincible. What's the dad's name again?
Omni-Man.
Omni-Man. Yeah. What? Sorry. Yeah, Eric and Jake. I warned them that I was on some gummies, so.
Hey,
But
no, I have my own
but
gummies.
Omni-Man has endurance. He can take a hit. They have their cells are literally made up of things that can manipulate their own cells. They can move their own
Yeah.
cells. They can heal their own cells. They can adjust to the environment. If they're in the sun, they will become more heat resistant. Like he can just keep going and going, and he has more cardio. Saiyans can fight for days for sure. This guy could fight for years if he had to. Like the
And
dude.
Interesting.
Viltrumites don't need to breathe in space.
Well, they
That's true.
they
That's a good
hold their
point.
breath for an extremely long time. They can
Right.
hold their breath for more than weeks at a time.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Yeah, Goku,
That's
Bardock can't
longer
do
than
that though.
Saiyan.
That's the
Longer
same as
than
Kryptonian,
Saiyan.
FYI.
Yeah,
They
longer
can't
than
breathe in
Saiyan,
space. They can just hold their
but
breath.
I have proven one of my most successful videos ever and topics was Saiyan surviving in space. They have been confirmed to be able to survive up to at least a day, like in space, at least a
Well,
day. But that's
doesn't
still
Bardock
nothing on
fight?
Invincible.
Well, I
Doesn't
was going to
Bardock
say, if you
fight
notice
Frieza in
when they're out in
space?
space, they're actually
They're
somewhat
yeah. Oh
within
yeah,
an
yeah.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like when they were all outside the the planet Vegeta before Frieza blew it up. Everyone's like, "Oh, they're in space." I was like, "Well, technically, they're in the upper atmosphere." I was like, "It's a different planet. It could have a higher atmosphere since everybody
That's a
can
fair
fly."
point. That's a
That's
good point. Yeah.
I think that's a bit of a stretch, but maybe it has different properties. So yeah,
I'm not.
maybe
I'm not saying they can't
Go
survive in space
Goku went
because
up to the
they know
moon
how
on
to
his
control
power
their ki.
pole in
that's
Dragon Ball.
that's a good
That is
point. Yep.
also a good point.
Oh, that's a great little Easter egg line in DBZ Abridged when Cell's talking to Gohan. He's like, and by the time he was your age, he'd done this, and he'd taken a rabbit to the moon, and then Gohan's like, "Did you make that last one up?" And it's like,
No.
Exactly.
no, he did
And you
not.
know what the
No, we
haters'
did not.
response is always to the Superman tars? Their response always is, "That's Dragon Ball. It's a gag manga. It's not the same as the regular Dragon Ball Z. You can't use that feat."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but okay. If we're referencing Death Battle pulls what I like to call Death Battle bullshit, where
Uh-huh.
they will pull a random ass. They have a predetermined outcome for what they want the fight to be, and they will pull a random fucking fact, or they'll just say numbers that don't exist. So they'll
Yeah.
make it's 16,000 quixillion tons of force. And you're like, fuck you, you can't measure that. Like,
Or
what the
like
fuck does
Goku
that even
using the
mean?
power pole against Superman. Like, come on.
Yeah. Or like the worst example I could think of the one I always go to is the one when they were like Princess Peach's ability from some random soccer game has the proportional power of like a bajillion psi and it crushes Zelda's head. And I was like, what the fuck? Stupid bullshit.
They
Yeah, so
don't
that
even
yeah.
look up. They don't even look up how much force a human hip can withstand before they
It
say
was
that
so
bullshit.
it was so dumb. Or
It's like,
like
yes, I can
when
deliver 800 pounds of fucking. I can deliver 8,000 pounds of force with my fist. Too bad the human fist can only take about I don't know what the number is,
yeah,
but it's
or
it's way lower than 8,000. I'm sure.
as Jordan points out, is the reason why he hates the Superman versus Goku episode. Is like up until that point, none of the characters had been in character for the fight, but for some reason, Goku and Superman were in character for that fight. So it was like, it was like Superman blows up an entire planet to kill Goku. Superman would never do that unless he was the Zack Snyder version.
Well, but then he wouldn't do it on purpose. He'd just be like, "Oh, that planet's blowing up. Cool."
I
Well,
mean, I don't know. He snapped necks for less.
it seems that y'all are not aware that they actually had a bigger number flub than that Princess Peach everything. They had a way bigger mistake in the first Superman video. Go and look it up for yourself. First Superman video. Look at the speed stats. They used the
Oh, I
same
mean,
number twice in a row.
that video is bullshit. And then they did a second one in which they had a 2 minute fight, and then they spent 15 minutes lecturing you about how they were right.
Exactly.
It was awful. It was awful.
And then
Like,
they
oh,
make a
they hate
third
Dragon
one.
Ball. I know they made a third one, and it was like, and then they had Superman win again, and it was like,
For the exact same
why?
reasons.
Yeah, well, they were just like, yeah, we were definitely right the last time. Then why did you waste any of our? And then the internet jerked off all over it. It was awful. I was like, oh,
And they look
sorry,
like
that battle irritates me.
they just looked like Randy at the end of that South Park episode.
It was just they were like it's a spooky ghost.
Oh, y'all got
I
into
had
that
no idea
internet
we
porn
were
in
gonna turn
there.
into a death battle rant.
I'm cool
They
with it.
drive me. Their arrogance drives me crazy because they don't put any effort into doing the research. But then they like, especially when it comes to Dragon Ball, they don't do any of the like. Every time they do a Dragon Ball character, it's awful. They get it wrong every time. It
Yeah, but
drives me crazy.
research is boring and junk.
Sometimes you just want Superman to win, and you need to support it with a logical data.
So
Bro, I would
here's
forgive them if they hurry up and make my Baki Hanma Yujiro fight. Put Yujiro in there and all will be forgiven.
so who
Yeah.
wins that fight?
No, just Yujiro versus anyone. I just want to see him. I want to see him animated and all that stuff.
They've been doing some pretty animations though. Like I will give them
They
that. Some
have.
of their more recent fights would be looking pretty.
Nubaki. Oh yeah.
Believe it or not, the research has gotten better. That's not saying a lot, but it has.
Yeah. Well, I found that show got better when they visualized the characters and they were like, Death Battle takes place in its own universe. It uses its own logic. Don't apply real world
Yeah.
logic to this.
Then what's the
And
point?
then at that point it became easier for me to like ignore stupid bullshit that crops up in that show. I say that out of a place of love. This has come across very angry. I do enjoy Death Battle.
Well, that's why I threw in that little extra, you know, compliments because they know I'm keeping it real.
You got to get that compliment sandwich in there.
Yeah, well, you
I
gotta make
enjoy
sure
the
that you're not too
animation.
biased, or else people won't trust you.
Yeah.
Fair, and sometimes they still don't trust you because it's. I was arguing with people in comments today, and it's like my favorite one though is some asshole on TikTok was like, "You won't bring me on your podcast and debate me because you're a coward," and I'm like, "What are you doing next Sunday?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi,
I've done
I'll
that so
take it.
many
I'll take
times.
anyone.
Yeah, it's like, no, come, you're absolutely, I'd love to have you on. And what I find though is whenever I do get in comment arguments, which I don't even call them arguments because Eric likes to hit him in the nuts. I like to kill him with kindness, which is really funny because we comment under the same username, so it's very confusing for people.
Well, generally I
But
try to say it's me or you.
yeah, I know, but we both fuck. You can tell though in the
I
tone of the
forget.
comments
Yeah.
because I'm just like today, some guy was giving me shit. He was like, "And you deleted my comment." And I'm like, Which comment was it? Was it the one where you called me stupid, or the one you said my reading comprehension sucks?" And he was like, "Reading comprehension sucks." I'm like, "No, it's still there. We don't delete comments. It's right there, buddy." And
YouTube's
he
weird though, because
hasn't he
sometimes it
hasn't
straight up
responded
won't show
yet
your comment.
because he doesn't know what to make of the fact that I'm like, no, it's still there. You know, where you called me an idiot. Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
It's there.
That's my policy.
That
No deleting comments
Yeah, we don't. That's
ever.
what I
It's
told
on
him. I
the
said
internet.
we never delete comments. I've only deleted one comment, and it was because it was speaking ill of the dead, and the
Oh, I
dead
forgot about
wasn't
that.
me.
Yeah, that's
Well,
fair.
and I told him, I said, "Fuck you," and I blocked him from our channel. It's the only time I've ever done that.
I I will only if it's like I went through it. Oh man, I don't like to talk about this guy. I went through a period where people were calling me Ronnie McNutt, and
You shouldn't
it
have told
sounds
us
fun.
that.
Yeah, it sounds funny until you find out what the guy did.
Well,
Don't
I have to
Google
know
it.
now.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
keep us in suspense. Let's death
Okay.
battle this thing.
Okay. Well, so if you Google it, the man okay, I don't want you to get demonetized because you guys actually can get monetized. Um,
What?
he
We're not
he
monetized.
oh, okay. He blew his brains out on Facebook Live. There, okay, I said it. And
Oh,
if
okay.
you Google
He
if you
offed
Google
himself
it,
on Facebook Live. That was so easy.
yeah,
Oh, you know what?
Nah, dude, that's evil to say that, man.
yeah. And if you
That's
Google it,
lame.
and that's how I learned Reddit doesn't give you any content warning when you open up videos because you can watch
Huh.
it and it's upsetting. And people kept calling me that in my comment. And it's like 16, 15-year-old morons, right? Who think they're funny. But it was upsetting to have people be like, you should do that. And yeah, it bummed me out.
Yeah, that's exactly where I
Well,
knew it was
okay,
going.
see,
That's fucked up.
yeah,
Screw
and the
that.
thing of it is, fuck those people, because there was one comment where somebody I don't
Yeah.
remember exactly. I don't remember
So I
exactly what they
filter out the
said.
name Ronnie McNutt.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But there was one comment where somebody said, I don't remember exactly, but it was something to the effect of like the Nazis should have finished the job. And I actually responded to it. I said, I'm going to leave this right here so everybody can see you.
Like I just,
Yep.
I don't
Sunlight
get
is
why.
the best disinfectant.
Hey, cheek.
Like,
Yep.
Say cheese.
like shit like that. I don't know. It's like, man, we see
No,
see
see, I
like three
get
guys
that.
talking about four guys talking about Dragon Ball Z, you know, and you want to like come in and like take the fun out of it. Well, why do that? Like,
Oh God,
what's the
Eric,
big?
you got a comment earlier today where somebody called you a wannabe talk show host, and I almost commented. I was like, well, yeah, what's your show
Kind
called?
of.
You know,
I
what's the name of
mean,
your show?
Someone called me a wannabe.
Yeah, and I'm just like, well, I mean, technically he's not a wannabe now. I mean, he has a talk show. He's got more
he has a talk
subscribers than
show.
you. He's got more
But
subscribers
at
than
the
you,
same
asshole.
time, wannabe or not, like, what are you doing?
Just want to be.
Yeah.
I wanted to say like, yeah, that's why we're
Yeah.
doing this,
Yeah.
dumbass.
That's why he wants. It's why he does it. We want to be a yeah.
You think we're just
Duh.
here to just wait for your comments and your negativity? Nah.
Oh no, wannabe Penguin 34 said we're losers. We should just close up shop.
Right? My thing is when they have no profile pic, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna take some guy with no. Oh my gosh, guy with no profile pic said my opinion on a comic book movie was bad.
And seven
Nah,
What?
we're
seven
writing all your
subscribers.
names down. We're writing all your names down. And when we get rich, we're gonna Jay and Silent Bob your ass.
Yes.
Are
Are you
you
Snuffy
show up
Bunny fucking 42?
Are you Magnolia fans?
Are you Snyder lover? Those are the guys who hate me. The Snyder lovers, they hate me. They hate me a lot.
Oh,
I've
I
got
don't
so
know.
many videos mass blocked because of that.
I think they might hate me because I really had some unkind things to say about the Snyder Cut.
Did you call their Superman a murderer? I've called him a murderer so many times.
I don't.
He's a murderer who does murders.
Hey. Oh! Hey,
No, but I
that
did.
was, that
I
was a good movie,
basically,
though. I
I
don't know,
basically
so.
called him a moron because I'm like, oh, look at me. I can travel faster than the speed of sound. I can literally run around the planet faster than anyone can see me. So this tornado that's running significantly slower than I can run, I can literally grab my dad, throw him in a ditch, and then run around so no one can see me at all. But no, I'm just gonna sit there and watch it. Why? It's so stupid. He's like, my dad told me not to. It's like you can pick him up and throw him.
There is the most
You're
the
an
most
adult, Kal-El.
the most, and I use this loosely, controversial video I ever made. I got so many angry comments. Was it was like a fight between, it's like all of the Batman, all of the live action Batman, all of the live action Flashes, and all of the live action Superman, and I think it was all of the live action Spider-Man. And who would win the fight? And I said Batman is immediately out of there. What is he even doing in this fight? I said the Henry kid.
Hang on. Does he have prep time?
No. I think
Okay,
for purposes of this, he does that. But even then, I said the Henry Cavill version of Superman would murder all of them and not even hesitate, while the other Superman just clapped. And a lot of Snyder fans got mad at that.
Dude, I don't know. Spider-Man's pretty powerful.
I mean,
can
the
settle
Snyder
the whole
Superman would
Zack
snap all of
Snyder
their necks
debate.
before they could blink.
It's
Just
all
go
it's all
tut.
it's all in the prep
Done.
time. And here's the thing, though.
What
I
saying,
think
Sosa?
Batman.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying I can settle the whole Zack Snyder debate right here, right now, easy. He recently made Rebel Moon. Debate over. Let's move on.
Wait. Okay, no, hold on. Time. Flag on play. I have questions. Your tone of voice was sort of neutral there. Is the implication that that movie is bad?
Yeah.
Why? What would possess? Why would you say that? Totally true thing. Incredibly accurate.
Because I
thing.
hate women, you see, and especially women of color. I can't seeing them on the screen. Clip this.
And you don't want to watch the 6 hour long version with more
was
sexual assault?
Pissed during the mermaid. No.
Of them gathering grain. for 3 of the 4 hours. It's lovely.
Actually, Sosa has the distinct honor of being behind probably what is my personal favorite short we've ever done. Is when we were reviewing Black Panther, and he was like,
Yeah,
you were going on a rant talking about how like women don't want to see this; they want to see Thor. I mean, not the last one, but
yeah.
yeah, yeah. No one wanted to see the last one.
I mean, there were
Chris
just
Well,
that
Hemsworth
I'm
did
good for
pause.
viral clips. You're very welcome.
I do, I
Dude,
love it.
I didn't
There's
hate
gonna
Love
be
and
some
Thunder.
other. There's gonna be some other people that are gonna be like, "We caught one. We got it. Let's use it."
Print it.
It's like we literally
Right.
put it out there, but nice job.
Yeah.
My two favorite things about the last Thor movie are at the end when it says Thor will return, when Chris Hemsworth turned to Taika Waititi and went, he will. And the second moment is the interview at like several a year later where Chris Hemsworth went, we might have gone too far. It might have
You
been a little
think?
too silly. You think, Chris? You think?
I was impressed with Chris Hemsworth though for standing up to Taika Waititi like he did. Props to him.
Yeah,
I mean,
somebody should have done
yeah.
that a lot sooner.
But he learned. At least he
Yeah.
learned, and he was willing to stand up for it. And he didn't say some of the buzzwords, but we knew what he meant. And he level guy, I think.
Maybe don't let the guy who actively hates the property that he's making the movie for make the movie. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a,
Don't
well,
make don't
you
let
know,
the
that's their
guy who
go-to now.
actively hates Thor and resents Marvel. Don't
Yeah.
don't let him make the Marvel movie. It's what I'm saying.
Only people that haven't seen any of the previous stuff.
Liked it? Is that what you're implying?
No, I was being 100% serious. That's literally what the people behind She-Hulk, the people behind
Oh, gotcha.
Acolyte,
Okay.
you had to not know the source material.
So I'm having a lot of fun. You'll probably start seeing some shorts and or memes coming out where, like, I thought about this about Gladiator too. So the infamous somehow Palpatine's returned. Just anytime there's a bad sequel coming out, I'm gonna start creating a meme or a short that somehow alludes to that. So for Gladiator 2, I'm just gonna have like somebody just be like, somehow Commodus has returned.
Wait, it's been so long since I've seen Gladiator. What's the name of is that the name of Joaquin Phoenix's character?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Actually, I was just gonna say I would love it if he just walked down and was just like, I'm alive. Wah,
Yeah.
wah.
No, he just gets up there. He's like, ba-da-ba-ba-da.
I'm going to quickly
I-
transition this whenever y'all are done to Joker 2, speaking of Joaquin Phoenix, because oh my God.
Oh. Yeah, I talked
I
about
want
that
to I
last
want to
night.
see it. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen
Don't.
it. I want to see it because I hear it's bad.
Don't.
No, you don't.
Don't.
Don't see it. Actually, you know what?
Jake, I think you know I watch movies because they're bad.
I was gonna say
You should know me. You
you'll
should know me
you'll
well enough
enjoy
to know
it.
that.
You'll enjoy
Okay,
it
it's a
for
proper
all the
hate
wrong
watch.
reasons. Yeah,
Oh
you'll
no, I
see. And
I
here's the
don't.
frustrating thing. Here's the frustrating thing. From a technical standpoint, it's a great movie.
I
There's
just love how they're
nothing.
ashamed of the fact that it's a musical. I think that's fucking
Oh,
hysterical.
they're absolutely not ashamed of it.
No, I mean, everyone who made that movie is like there's a really funny. Like, I've seen so many funny press tour clips of Todd Phillips who looks like he'd rather be anywhere else. He
Well,
just looks miserable promoting
yeah,
that movie. It's so funny.
yeah. My theory is that Joaquin Phoenix was like, I want to do another Joker movie. And then Todd Phillips is like, fuck it, I'll take another paycheck, sure. And then halfway through pre-production, he's like, but I want it to be a musical. And if it's
No,
not a
apparently,
musical, and if it's not a
that's
musical, I'm gonna walk because I don't need your fucking money.
Is it really
what
just
I've
a
heard
musical?
is yeah, it's a
I mean,
musical. Yeah, apparently.
it's a narrative film with psychotic musical numbers. I don't know that I would call it a musical per se.
I
Because
know
they're
you two
claiming,
have seen it. Jake, have you?
yeah, I saw it on Monday because we
They
talked about
they,
it
they
on
say
Toon
it's not
Talk.
a. Todd Phillips insists it's not a musical. It is
It's
a
not.
movie with musical moments. Is what he
Because the
says.
It's a
musical numbers
giant
don't
middle
contribute
finger to those who love the original.
That's what I was
somewhat,
getting ready to
yeah.
ask. Is it just not Joker-esque? I was like, was it just
I mean,
It's
so
intentionally
here's
made to let us down.
Dude, that first one was so amazing.
well, and
Bro,
the second
so
one
amazing.
undermines it. The second one undermines the premise of the first one.
Yep.
What if they did that on purpose? Like I
They
don't
did.
know. Like
They did.
I don't know. So then, like, what do you think? There's going to be a third one, and it's just going to blow everyone's mind?
No,
Or
No,
my
Now, I'm gonna keep something real. This shows I'm not biased. I freaking love the tone of the ending. Jake, you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
I love how they set up the actual Joker coming.
really? I
Heck
thought
yeah.
that was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard, and I loved it for that reason. I thought it was the stupidest thing I'd ever
No,
heard.
no,
But
it's good. It's good. I'm telling you, when you go see it, it's good. That's one of the few. See, it had so many gold gems within this film. It's just surrounded by 90 pounds of crap. But yeah, like so many cool things, and that was one of them. Like, man, I cannot wait to see that next Joker. I am sold on him.
well, the joke that I made today was that yeah, they're gonna do a third one, but Joaquin Phoenix is gonna be like, yeah, but it's gotta all be in French.
well, see, I don't
He's
think
dead now.
I don't think they're gonna make a third. The only reason why the second one exists was because
Voulez-vous
the first one made
butter?
too much money. That's the reason why the
No, no,
first one.
they're making it, bro. Like when you see it, you know what I mean. It's directly up for the setup. They're setting up the actual Joker.
Yeah,
I
unlike the
mean, from
first
what
one
I
where they closed the book and were like, nope, this is standalone, and then a few years later they're like, oh,
Right.
this
Yeah.
fucking thing.
yeah, but this
We
one
probably
is
never get that other Joker because this one bombed so hard.
that's what I mean. This one is reviewing very poorly, and it's reviewing very poorly, and it's gonna bomb. It's gonna bomb as a result. And so I don't think they're gonna make a third one. Like I've seen people like pretty united on like both sides. Like nobody really seems to like this movie. And it's that kind of bad that's not even fun to hate watch. Like Madam Web made money because people went to watch it because it was bad. I don't think that that's gonna happen here. People aren't like me. They don't watch movies
Yeah,
because they're
no,
bad.
this isn't one of those good hate watches. I'll tell you
That's what
what
I've
was
heard.
the funnest hate watch I've ever had in my life, and I have never been more thankful for anything that Marvel has ever made was She-Hulk, bro. I hate watched the shit out of that, and it was brilliant every single second, proving everything we ever said right. I fucking love that. This is not one of them.
I look I love I love She-Hulk because it made it was tailor made to make that kind of person who who all they do is yell into a camera on TikTok. I don't know if you're familiar with the TikToker The Marvelous Mark, but like he's just a guy who his entire existence is yelling into a camera but like those guys, that show was made to troll them, and because I'm a big troll, like in my heart of hearts, I am the
Oh,
biggest troll.
you're the
I
nicest
love
troll though.
I love a good trolling. I love a good seeing people give the exact
I've let a few
reaction
on
that
in my day.
yeah, like I when I first started on TikTok, my whole thing was fucking with trolls. Like so just like
Yeah, that's true.
I or tro
You are kind of the anti-troll now that I think
Yeah,
about it.
I just love hassling people who like get
Like
upset about
people
a
that
green
clearly
lady.
care. Yeah, like people who clearly care way more about this than you do. And
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
just
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna argue with you not to prove my point, but just to piss you off.
pretty much. That's why I when I watch She-Hulk, I just I'm seeing my TikTok for you page, and I'm seeing the angry videos, and then I just like clockwork open up my TikTok, and it's just angry video after angry. It's just the exact thing this show predicted. That's why I found She-Hulk funny, not the show itself. The show itself was bad.
So explain Velma to me. What's the logic behind Velma?
What we have a running segment called "What's Going On with Velma," where we
Yeah,
talk about what's
I'm
going on with
aware.
Velma. Yeah,
I stopped
but
watching the show, so that's how I keep up, actually.
yeah, that's how Jordan keeps up. Is I don't even watch the show. I watch it in isolated clips on TikTok, and then I discern what's happening on that show. As near as I could tell, Scrappy Doo murders Velma,
Yeah,
and Mindy Kaling hates Scooby Doo. That's it. That's all I've
clearly.
got. It got canceled after 2 seasons. In fact, that's going to be the final update to what's going on with Velma this weekend on the show. Is going to be me being like, they canceled the show, so nothing. Thank God.
Yeah. Did anybody else, to bring it back to Dragon Ball though, when they were circulating all those pictures of like Disney-fied Goku,
I
like so many people were
remember
rightly freaking out.
that.
I'm like, oh Jesus, we're gonna get fucking non-binary homosexual bi-curious Goku.
Homo, 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 homo.
Honestly, I think the closest thing to Disney it might be Dragon Ball Daima. No, I think Dragon Ball is kind of already the version of Dragon Ball that Disney would do, only because it's already kind of sanitized. Like it's missing the violence I think that it used to have, where like Goku gets impaled through the chest, or Krillin gets like impaled with Frieza's
I have
horns, or like
heard that this show, Daima, puts an eager stop to that.
it brings back the blood.
Yep.
Hopefully, well, the
Hell
reason the
yeah.
reason for that
Oh,
was
it's
honestly,
kids too.
well, no, the reason honestly for that was Dragon Ball Super's time slot in Japan. That
I'm
was the
excited for
reason.
that.
Oh, I heard it was because I'd heard that it was because it came to America. Like it got really big in America and it was about
No,
international markets.
no, because the original, it's not like they edited out the blood and gore. It was sanitized from the get-go, straight out of Japan.
Interesting, because I know yeah, because I didn't know it like when I rewatched it this past time, I really noted how brutal it is. I was like, oh wow, this is
Yeah.
significantly more brutal than I remember.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Dragon Ball
Well,
Super aired at like I think it was 10 a.m. on Saturdays in Japan.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. That makes sense.
apparently there's a this interview where there's one of the writers being interviewed, and his response to, "Hey, is this show going to have any blood? Is it going to be gory or not?" His response was, "Well, we're going into the demon realm." So I was
Good.
like, "All
Neat.
right, all right,
Good.
I'm
Watch,
Good.
ready.
watch,
Let's
watch it
go."
be, watch it be totally not gory. And he's like, "What did you mean by that?" He's like, "I just said we were going to the demon realm. I didn't say we
Yeah,
were
I
going to be
know.
stabbing motherfuckers."
You know,
Because
No,
like
I think, because that was a pretty widely held complaint with viewers about Super.
Yeah.
that would actually
yeah.
make sense why they all turned into children because the demon Deborah, remember how powerful he was? Like he was still taken out by Boo, and everybody's stronger than Boo now. So you bring them back to children, and their powers are severely limited. So therefore, like I don't know if that's the reason. I'm dying to know the reason.
I'm excited for it. Like honestly, for me, I think I discovered that I only really care for Dragon Ball when Akira Toriyama writes it. So like I don't know what are your guys' thoughts of the franchise post Daima now that Akira Toriyama is no longer involved?
I
Should
think
like
it's
me
too
and Jordan
early to
had this
tell.
discussion of
When
do
Daima's
they
over, I'm
end
gonna
it?
care less.
Like do you guys think should they end Dragon Ball with Daima
No,
or
Nah,
no.
keep it going.
They should, they won't.
that
I'm
was
good with
me. See,
any
I'm with you, Sosa. That
adaptation.
was
I was
me.
gonna
I'm
say
like
no.
they
I'm
should,
any
but they won't.
adaptation.
I'm good with more Dragon Ball. I'm fine with
I,
it.
I I'll just choose whether I like it or I don't like it, and I
Right.
hope
Yeah.
I like it. Like GT, like I watched it because it was a continuation. I was like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna watch this. And then like at the end of it, I was like, oh, that was kind of not my their best work, but
Well,
and then more came out, and I was like, hey, this is
yeah.
cool too.
Well, and I'm gonna steal Justin's favorite Superman quote and attribute it to television shows. If you kill a series, you deny it the opportunity to get better.
That is true. That is true. That is not inaccurate. Yeah. I mean, I love Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball to me is like, I will watch anything Dragon Ball. Like, just put it to you that way. I will enjoy anything Dragon Ball related.
Same.
I will, no matter how much I don't ultimately love it.
Well, the
Although,
thing is,
I will
even
say, I will concede one of the greatest Dragon Ball moments of all time is at the end of Dragon Ball Super, where it's Goku, Frieza, and 17 pushing Jiren out of the thing, and the music, the Ultra Instinct music is kicking in. The Japanese version is the best version of it. The Ultra Instinct music is kicking in, and Goku and Frieza are pushing him out, and Goku keeps flicking in and out of Super Saiyan. Ah, that sequence is so good. Like it is so good. It's some of the best Dragon Ball in like Dragon Ball.
that's some good
Do that
shit.
again.
I get a kick out of the videos in across Latin America with people watching it like in these big public spaces.
Yeah,
That's
that's so
that's
sick.
fucking
Yeah,
wild. That's some cool shit.
watching, going to watch Dragon Ball in a theater, which is why I'm really hoping Daima comes to theaters. Because when I got to watch Dragon Ball or the Broly, and just like being in a crowded theater with like Dragon Ball fans, like cheering on Goku and Vegeta fighting guys, there's just something like special about that. Same thing with Battle of Gods. because it was like the first Dragon Ball Z movie in like forever. When I went to watch that, it was like a packed theater of people, and yeah, oh, that movie was. I think that movie. I remember it more like better as a better movie because of my experience watching it in the theater.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that. I remember Eric and I we saw Broly and Superhero in the
Mhm.
theater together, and it was first of all it was really cool. I thought this because the first Dragon Ball movie I saw in theaters was Resurrection F, and I think yeah I've seen every one since. But I remember thinking like, how cool is this that fucking
Yeah,
Dragon Ball is in a movie theater and it's like it's legit.
rad. I don't
All
like
right.
Resurrection F, but once again, watching that in the theater makes that movie better.
It does.
I need
Yeah.
some opinions. What do y'all think of Beast Gohan
Lame,
and Orange Piccolo
Ooh,
and Orange Piccolo?
lamer.
I
don't
agree.
don't love him. No, don't love him.
I like
Big
what
hair
they are,
Gohan.
but I don't like how they attain their power. That kind of irritates me.
Hell, I don't
Yeah,
even I don't even like what they are.
I
I
like
don't like the
Gohan's
design of.
form
I
was
don't like Orange
sick,
Piccolo.
but it made no sense why he goes to that. Like it makes no
Yeah.
sense. Like Ultra Instinct and Super
Well,
Saiyan Blue
sure.
and Super Saiyan God, like they all kind of make sense with how they explain the story. But Beast
Loosely, yeah.
Gohan, because
Yeah, it's also
I
Well,
thought
pictured
that's
by
what Mystic
Dragon.
form was.
well, and because well, so my theory, I don't know if you remember this when we talked about it when we did our superhero
The
review. My
character's
theory,
cool, don't get me wrong.
well, my theory is that it's just it's basically him going Super Saiyan 2 in his ultimate form. He's
In his
mixing
Yeah,
the
Mystic form.
energies together. Yeah. I could be wrong, but I try to make sense of this shit. Like
that
my
makes
theory,
sense.
well, my theory
That
about
does make
That
sense.
Orange
actually
Yeah,
kind of does make sense.
well,
that
my
does actually kind
theory,
of make sense.
my theory about Orange Piccolo is that it's Namekian God transformation because
Yeah.
it's orange like the
Yeah.
Dragon
That
Balls.
also makes sense. That does make sense.
But
I just think that's a
why did he
given.
have to
That's
be
like,
turned
yeah.
into it
Yeah.
by the Dragon Balls? Like
What's
because
that?
because never mind, it makes sense that the dragon would be able to do that for him because the dragon is essentially from the Namekian race. So
Yeah.
never mind. Listen,
His full
debunked,
potential is a Namekian god.
debunked, and mind changed on Orange
That's
Piccolo. All
that's
right,
fine.
But
Wow, if only they
my,
thought to ask Parunga for that.
my thing with the
that's
Orange
why I
Piccolo is it does
asked.
feel a little bit like someone had a box of or even better, like a dartboard with like colors on it and just went pop orange.
See,
And
orange
that was
actually
kind of how
makes
they made it.
sense to me
Purple
though.
Piccolo eaters. Say
Like
that 3 times as
we were
fast.
like we were like a dartboard away from purple Piccolo. Like that's that's how they decide because like
I would have
Dragon
been
Ball for
cool
me at
with
this
Purple
point.
Piccolo.
Yeah, I can't
I
explain
mean
that one. I can't explain purple Piccolo.
I don't know. I'm just fucking.
I
the
can't
alliteration
explain.
flows nicely.
Well, I can't explain
Man,
purple. I
I
can't
don't
do that.
care. Give me a pink Piccolo. I'm
Purple.
defending him.
I mean, if the as in terms of alliteration, the name
We
just
know
it's
we're just joking around. A commenter said it's the color of the Dragon Balls, and we're just making fun of it.
oh I,
Yeah,
yeah
that's
yeah
what
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
We're just
orange is the
poking
color of the
fun.
dragon.
Pokeballs.
Well, I'm talking like externally, like Dragon Ball's hit a point where like it's a new Dragon Ball thing. We need a transformation. Do you guys think there's going to be a new transformation in Daima?
I think that
I don't
Toriyama
Nah.
might
personally.
resist the urge. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
we're gonna see
I think
it.
it's
that's
literally
not what the
just going to be
show's
Super
about.
Saiyan. That's it. I
Although
don't think there's going to be anything past it.
if we do see Kid Super Saiyan 4, which won't happen because it makes no sense, that'd be a fuck of a retcon. That might be kind of wild to see, but I don't think they're gonna go that route. I
Yes,
Well,
a
wouldn't.
hair's dragon on the floor.
the thing I've discovered about Dragon Ball fans, present company excluded, is they don't really get continuity. So like, there's a lot of people being like, "Are we going to get to see Kid Ultra Instinct?" No, no, you're not, because Ultra Instinct doesn't exist yet. Because this show technically takes place before Super. So you will not see Ultra Instinct. You're not going to see God. You won't see Blue. You at best will see Super Saiyan, maybe Super
That's
Saiyan 3.
We'll
Then
probably see it in Heroes, and if they want to do it, watch them.
Ooh, maybe a demonic
he's a
form.
demonic form. Yeah.
That's what Jordan said. Jordan was like, "Oh, they'll probably do a form where they'll be like, oh, he can only achieve it when he's a kid, so that way they don't have to explain why it doesn't show up in
Demon Saiyan.
Demon. Yeah, probably Demon Saiyan. I mean, again,
Well,
gotta
he
sell the
has to
toys.
revert back to his kid form to be able to lose control of his senses like that.
Steve
Something.
Madden.
Okay.
But well, you guys, I know Jake doesn't, but you guys, Eric and Sosa, you guys don't watch Rick and Morty, do you?
Mm-mm.
No.
Nah.
There's
I
a
couldn't get into
there's
it.
a
I
okay.
tried.
I have heard good things about the show, and from what I hear, the principle of it sounds good. I just don't dig the humor. I just don't see it. It's just
That's
not
me.
me.
Yeah.
Anytime anyone's like,
that's
I
me.
don't like it, I totally understand. But there's the reason why I mention it is there's a bit in it where very try to keep the explanation very short. But there's a point where he winds up in another dimension, and there's a Nazi version of one of the main characters called Nazi Morty, and he kidnaps our version of Rick. And he's like, I want to go on simple, basic Rick and Morty adventures, nothing too complicated. And that's what I feel like Akira Toriyama became with Dragon Ball, where he was like, we just want to get back to simple Dragon Ball adventures with the power pole stick and the Dragon Balls, and there's no transformations, and they just go on a fun little adventure, and we don't have to worry about power level bullshit. Like he's wanted to do that for like years. That's why in the first 3 episodes of Super, Goku has a tractor and is a farmer. Like and why Vegeta's just on a fun little family vacation. Like that's what Akira Toriyama wants, and the fans fucking hate that bullshit. Like,
I
and that's
agree.
and
F
that's why it
that. I
always
will
just turns
agree
into
with you
Dragon
on
Ball
Dragon
Z.
Ball Super with that. Oh my God, I cannot stand the concept of him being a farmer when he could be rich as heck and not do anything illegal. Like, no, this is so stupid.
See,
And
that's
I don't care
yeah.
what anyone says. I hate Chi-Chi as a character. F that female dog. I do not care. She is the most unreasonable psycho I've ever seen. I hate her.
I do not
Agreed.
disagree with that. In
Agreed.
Dragon Ball Z, she's pretty brutal. But by Super and GT in particular, she's kind of like, no, just go away now. Like,
She has
That's true. Once
witnessed
she
him
but
gets her
save the
money.
I don't
world.
inherently disagree.
She has witnessed him save the world. She is the most ungrateful female dog in existence.
Well, yeah,
But
but groceries.
I see the thing is Jake will attest I'm weird. So Jordan hates the slice of life. I love the slice of life stuff. I love being like, what's Krillin up to on a Thursday afternoon? Like I want an entire episode where it's just Krillin shopping. Like I love that shit. I think it's hilarious.
We got
So
that
I would watch an
actually.
entire show of that.
Yeah, we did get that, thankfully. Once, only
We
once.
did. But like I enjoy it where it's like Vegeta's got to just be a regular dad on a vacation, and
We
he's got
also
to
got
deal
that.
with standing in a line. We did. That's my favorite episode of Super, where it's like it's
I like
Vegeta's
that.
on the little train, and he's tolerating taking his son on a vacation. Because
Yeah, see, the
like
thing is that works because it's done very rarely. That's why it's funny. If you see it all the time, you're just like, ah, fuck,
that's
really?
Jordan. That's
This
what
again?
Jordan
Yeah,
says.
yeah.
I understand that sentiment, but I don't care. I would watch 1,000 episodes of that because I think it's funny.
But you said you didn't like Hiffle.
No, because I don't know, it's different when it's the actual people who write the show writing it. And yeah, I guess I don't know. Also with Super, it's Sabat has done some really funny stuff with that dub. That I personally enjoy that are just straight up references to Team Four Star.
That is true. Yeah, he
But
even
yeah,
he gave him bit rolls in the Xenoverse games too, which is quite
he
funny.
did.
Yeah,
There's also if you watch Kai, if you can you can YouTube it, but there's a cut for air version of the in the Baby Saga, the one where they're watching the reenactment of the Cell
yeah, in
Saga.
the Boo Saga where they have the Team
Yeah, in the
Four
Boo
Star
Saga.
actors.
Toy hated that, so they made them cut it and change it.
Yeah, but they
Because
did. They did. It was recorded and put out,
yeah,
not aired, but it
not
is.
aired. Yeah,
You can find it. Yes, you absolutely can.
yeah. So Sabat loves those guys. So yeah,
He does.
that's
Yeah.
why I like the super dub more because
I just don't know why he
I think
doesn't.
it's funny.
Why doesn't he just give them jobs? That's what I don't understand.
Because Toy hates
You know
them.
what I don't understand is the irony in the fact that Christopher Sabat looks so much like Harvey Weinstein and acts just like him.
Christopher Sabat?
Really?
Yeah, bro, look him up, Mr. Couch, casting couch himself.
I mean, I know what he looks like. That's a.
I'm
Yeah,
familiar with what he looks like. He was very nice to me.
yeah, he is nice. I met him too, but yeah, I'm just
Commodore
saying.
said Sabbath if he dies, Lonnie gets to take over as official Vegeta.
Oh
That'd
yeah,
be.
Manny Pator,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I love
Oh,
his
by the
Vegeta.
way, I forgot to say this,
Oh,
and
from Team Four Star.
I haven't said it in a good while. We were talking about Frieza earlier. Best voice ever was Chris Ayers. May he rest in peace.
I agree.
I don't disagree. Look, we've talked about my love for Linda Young.
I'm
I
a
love,
Linda
I love,
Young fan through
I
and
love
through.
the chain smoking. She sounds
Rest
like
in
she
peace.
smokes
Yeah,
two
yeah, yeah.
packs of, yeah. If you hear her do Frieza now,
And
it's like
you'll
it's a little
be
like watching
dead.
the lady who does
She can
Marge.
be
It's
second.
sad, but she's great. But Chris Ayres is my love of Chris Ayres is actually from Dragon Ball Z Abridged. It's because I love Team Four Star Frieza so much, and Team Four Star Frieza is basically Chris Ayres Vegeta, even though they're unrelated. They're not connected at all.
Yeah,
But
I'm
it's
not
funny
trying to
they
hate
got
on that, but I feel like that accent that they chose for that Frieza is so easy to mimic, and no one can mimic Linda Young. That's why I respect her more.
yeah
I
because
don't think I
you
get
Jake,
have
you
that.
do it
Yeah,
really well. The new
oh,
dude does it really well. Like,
Yeah, I got to meet Linda Young. She was cool.
dude, she is
I hear she's nice.
she's
Yeah, I hear she's
awesome.
very nice.
yeah. And again,
She is.
I will say this: I don't think anybody on planet Earth could have played Genkai in the English dub other than Linda Young. So, and Yu Yu Hakusho. So, definitely a Linda Young
Uh,
fan. But
If it didn't
I do
destroy her voice,
appreciate
she'd still do Frieza.
that's
She
what I'm
already said
saying.
that.
Yeah, yeah, she did say
Chris
that.
Ayres is closer to the original intent. He's closer to the original Japanese version of the character.
I agree with you, and I feel that from him too. And that's what I
Yeah.
really liked. I will say that. Like, but
See,
it got easy to mimic. That's what
see,
I
but
meant to newer people after he died.
to the commenter who just said, see, I feel the opposite about Chris Ayres because when I heard they recast Frieza, I was like, oh God, here we go. And then I heard it and I was like, oh,
I
okay.
didn't love it at first. I can be 100% fair. I didn't. It truly wasn't until I discovered Dragon Ball Z Abridged, where I was like, I appreciate the dry wit and just that teetering on the edge of being enraged at all times.
I think Dragon Ball Z Abridged works so well because their Frieza is simultaneously funny, but he'll turn like legitimately dark on a dime.
But that's what I feel Chris Ayres' version of that
Yeah,
character
and I
is.
agree. I agree.
Like he's got some of his funny like in Resurrection F like that, like where he's being tortured by
All the
in
happy
his version of
things.
hell and when he's in Earth Hell, which made me enjoy and go, wait, is there other versions of, like, does Namek have its own hell? Like, because they're like
Theoretically,
specifically Earth
yes.
Hell.
Oh,
Um
X
look,
Gamer said I
more
was
baby
saying Airs
seals.
is easier for casual viewers to digest.
That's
Sorry,
true.
Sosa.
No, you good. I was just mimicking some of the Team Four Star lines. Oh, look, more baby seals. You're
my
beginning to remind me of one of them.
my personal favorite is that, excuse
17.
me,
I was trying to derail
I'm
you,
just
my
a little
bad.
bit absolutely livid is one of my favorites. I'm
Actually,
code.
actually, my favorite Frieza line is, "That's stupid. You're stupid. Stop being
Being
stupid."
stupid. It's another great one.
How do you function?
I put my legs on my pants on one pant at a time.
What does he
No, I
say?
do
I
my
do my
taxes
taxes
leg
one
at a
leg
time.
at a time.
Stupid. That's stupid.
You're being stupid. Kidney
Stop
shot.
being
Kidney shot.
stupid. And
I don't know enough
pause.
of Team Four Star,
Dude,
and
you need to watch
he
it.
keeps telling me I want to. Like, I
You
swear.
should.
Bro,
You
no,
should. They're
no,
good.
okay, Jake. No, sorry, Eric, sorry. I'm high. Forgive me. Um, I know the difference. No, this is not one of these excuse ones. This is not one of them. You put it on the list ones. This is you go and see it as if Star Wars were
Da,
actually
da, da, da.
good. You go and see it tomorrow. Watch the shit.
All right, fine.
Daddy, not in front of the malcontent.
Daddy, I
That
don't
was
want to.
great. That was great.
Frieza
That was
Frieza
truly
himself.
great.
Everybody has so many great lines, and then of course, then there's Krillin. Quack.
Whack.
I
Yeah,
only
man,
know a
Krillin,
new
Annoying
Krillin,
line.
me
not
ever
enough
I
so
know.
respect.
slightly,
I
but
love
yes, he's hilarious.
Stealth mode. Don't fail me now.
I'm just saying, not enough respect goes to Krillin. Not enough respect goes to Krillin.
Well,
Look, I
Goku's
brought
an
the
idiot. I will say
Shimotions.
that, and I love it
Why?
because it's more true to the original.
Yeah.
The
I'm
thing that made
Goku, and
me
I'm insane. Or how does he
I
say
am
it?
insane from Earth.
I'm
He means
insane.
saying
My favorite guy, because I can do his voice so good, is oh, hold on one second. Nail's gonna waste your smug ass.
What does he do that? Okay, lower,
Nail.
lower,
Jake did show me the nail one.
lower.
Yeah,
Ah, we had
bro, it's
Chunky
so
be gay
good.
right
It's
now.
so good.
Use it. It's like there's a forbidden technique, so we're gonna abuse it. Oh, maliciously.
It's funny because
Yeah.
like a lot of that Namek stuff, like in terms of like the fact that they don't have genitals or that they drink only water or the
Oh
fusion
man.
technique being forbidden. I thought that Team Four Star made all that stuff up. So like when I watched Dragon Ball Z and it was like, oh no, that shit's like actually from the show. I was like, oh, okay. That's so funny.
Why is
Like
Vegeta the best in everything?
I mean, it's a fair
Why
point.
don't you come up here and say that? I am ahead. Then maybe you should quit while you are.
He's got I'm a big Vegeta lover.
Especially in a bridge, because it's always so much fun. Like they really capture and dial Vegeta up to like 50, where he's just so braggadocious right before he gets knocked down, like about 12 pegs.
Right? I think Lanny Pator once said that overconfident Vegeta is his favorite Vegeta.
Just what does he say to 18? He's like, not bad for an oversized washing machine. And no, I'm not saying that because you're a woman. Or
Not that you stood
actually,
any chance at all. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
then of course when 18 knocks him into that mountain, did anybody get the number of that bitch?
Yeah.
18. Thank you.
Thank you.
18.
Bro, some of the scenes in Team Four Star are better than the original.
We were literally
They
talking
are.
about that.
Yeah, they are. They legit are. But they hate that. They hate it when people say that. But hey, look, it's true.
And I mean,
Yeah.
I'll give. I mean, the thing is, they do have 20 years of hindsight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was talking about Tien's moment with the, like fuck power levels, fuck Super
Kiko,
Saiyans,
fuck
and
yourself.
fuck.
You showed me that one, and that
Yeah, I
was
showed you that
actually
one.
that was just
Yeah.
as
It's
cool
bad,
as the original. I was like, dude,
but
this
then
is oh.
I'd argue it's cooler, but then seamlessly transfers back to hilarious, huh? Not dead yet. That's weird. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Kiko, fuck yourself.
I swear
Bro,
to
I
God, if
I remember the first time I saw that scene, I was such a Tien fanboy. I was like, that's so fucking cool.
Princess Trunks.
how could you just? Oh God, there's Guru. No,
Yep.
I saw a bird. It was pretty.
Pretty. I think I'll call you Toriyama.
Toriyama.
I think I'll.
It's
Jake,
such a
you're
jeez.
you're in for a treat, my man. We will come back and we will do another podcast and be like, how was it? And then we're
Dude,
just going to quote the lines all show long.
well, it
Oh
Sometimes it
God.
also
happens.
helps that the Dragon Blend's kicking in.
Oh God. Who? Oh, it's Popo. When they bring Dende to Earth to become the Guardian, and Dende's still kind of like iffy about it, and then Popo whips out a joint, and Dende's just like, "Yo."
I like you.
Dude, completely side note. How strong is Popo? Seriously.
That
Second
depends. Are
order.
you talking Dragon
Are you
Ball or
talking?
Dragon Ball Z Abridged?
Oh, well, I don't know anything about okay, sorry,
In,
sorry,
in
sorry.
Abridged,
I'm talking Dragon Ball.
In
he's
Abridged,
he's a
Shenron is
elder god.
subservient to him.
Yeah, he's an elder god.
When is it
Like
when Popo
older than
summons
the
him
universe itself.
in the Frieza saga? He's like, "Oh, Master, is it time to lay waste to this world yet? No, not yet. Let the maggots live a few more years."
Well,
So it's just they clean it up.
let me expand on this though. Like, think about it. Is stronger than Beerus, and he's his teacher, and how Beerus treats him. So, Popo, it's like, who is he? How
Well,
strong is he?
Popo doesn't take shit from anybody in DBZ Abridged. Not at
Nope.
all.
All right,
I mean,
now
Except for
you've piqued my interest so
Kid
Oh
much.
yeah,
Trunks and
because
Kid
what?
Goshen.
Oh God, yeah, because what does Kami say? He's oh, it's the beginning of God damn it, is it one of the movies? Anyway, Kami,
Dude
no,
said
Kami,
Popo solos BLM.
no, but somebody says about Popo, is like, are you even legal? Oh, that's Fidel in the boo bits.
are you even legal?
No, but Kami comes to see Piccolo, and he was like, Mr. Popo kicked me out of the lookout, said he had a booty call. Last time that happened, I came back, there were 8 corpses. He laughed when I said 8.
That's always. Is that the one he's doing, Jinx?
Oh yeah, you like it, don't you, bitch?
I think Morgan
I mean-
Freeman would have been a suitable voice actor for Popo.
Yeah.
Call me. You want some cereal?
You never know. There might be a live action one day.
Oh, and how they
All
turned
right.
the Garley Jr. saga on its head is fucking priceless.
We
Oh,
are
I was
rambling
gonna say-
beyond rambling.
But about Dragon Ball,
I don't care
What
what
about
anyone
Dragon Ball?
says. I know people will listen to Team 4-Star rants. They will
they
do it.
absolutely will.
I'm going to go potty. I'll be back.
He's gonna work that off. See,
Yeah. Very, very old American Dad reference.
I don't care. I don't care what anyone says though. People are like hating on it because it's a GT ripoff. I'm excited for Daima. Like I'm ready.
very
Let's go.
excited for Daima.
I think people are too hung up on the fact that he is turned into a kid. Like there's enough. I don't think people are giving it enough credit for the fact that Akira Toriyama is writing it. Like that is a big fucking deal. for
Well,
Dragon
and not
Ball.
only
True,
that,
is a
just
they're
look
big
at
deal.
it.
hard. I'm just saying they're scarred.
I
So-
mean, the thing is, he didn't write Super. He consulted on it. He gave like writing. He gave ideas for it, but he didn't write it. Like this is the first thing since Superhero that he's written. That's the last thing he's written.
he did write the manga, correct? I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
No,
Obviously before he died, but
same deal as the anime. He just gave story notes. So he gave notes and ideas, and he would send an outline, and then Torotaro would turn that outline into the manga. Basically,
I gotcha. Yeah, because the manga volumes do say story by Akira Toriyama and art by
Yeah.
Toyotaro.
Yeah, so he didn't directly write it, but he would give him an outline. He would basically be like, "I want you to do this idea, and then they would do it." That's kind of how it worked, to my understanding, anyway. If I understand correctly,
Yeah,
but yeah,
fair
he
enough.
wasn't like he didn't like write it like he did Dragon Ball Z, and you can tell, you can absolutely tell when Dragon Ball is not written by Akira Toriyama, especially when you watch all of it all at once, like all. What did Eric say? 270 episodes? However many episodes there are of the original
290
Dragon Ball?
something. I don't know.
290. I can't remember. I watched all of it all in succession. Dragon Ball, and it's very interesting when you watch it all in one big chunk.
It
The
does
thing
hit
that I
different.
appreciated, it hits way different. Like when Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu, all get killed, Piccolo get killed by Raditz. That hits different when you've watched all of Dragon Ball before it, because that's the entire cast just got killed, and you don't know that they're coming back. Like you don't know, you assume, but you don't know.
Well,
And
but
it's like, yeah, like
your
when-
first
when Nappa
instinct. Yeah, your first instinct
decimates
though,
them.
if you watched Dragon Ball though, your first instinct is, oh, Krillin and Chaozu can't come back
Exactly,
because they
exactly.
make that clear.
Yeah, it's a much more brutal scene.
But fortunately, we have
Like-
some Namekian MacGuffins to come save the day.
They invented some Namekian MacGuffin, certainly. But yeah, it definitely hits. Also, I will forever defend Yamcha. He did not get beaten by Cybermen. That pisses me off to this day.
Oh, that was a
He-
cheap shot.
He beat the fucking Cybermen, and the Cybermen cheap shots him, and his image will forever be associated with that image of him in the fucking crater.
Well,
Even
yes, but did Tien cheap shot him when he broke his leg? I mean, because technically, is that against the?
Wait,
No,
you
that's
mean-
not against the rules. It's not
In
against
the
the
original
rules.
Dragon Ball, you mean?
Yeah, in the original Dragon Ball.
He broke Yamcha's leg, did he?
Hmm
Yep.
Oh, okay, it's been a minute.
That was back when he was a dick.
That was when Tien was a bad guy, right?
Yeah, that
That's
was when
kind of
Tien
like
was a
that's the one
dick.
thing that makes Frieza different. He's the one. I mean, they did work together, but he's still pretty thoroughly is evil and hates Goku. I don't
know. I don't think Cell
I'm
ever-
still gonna be evil.
I don't think Cell ever warmed up to him.
No, but like not in the way that like Tien or Piccolo did.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
what I mean. Yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta go. I gotta jump off. But I'm gonna
I
share
was
the
gonna,
stream later.
yeah, I was gonna say I need to wrap it up too because unfortunately
Yeah.
I gotta go to sleep soon. So we might as well GT wrap this bad boy up.
Hey, thanks for popping in, Sosa.
Thanks for
Yeah, no
having me,
problem.
See you,
fellas.
buddy.
Nice to
Justin, you
meet you,
too, man.
Justin.
Yeah, pleasure.
Yep.
I'll see you around.
See ya. Well, hopefully everybody enjoyed this more lighthearted and fun episode, much like hopefully Daima will be, of the Average Intelligence podcast. And don't forget next week to get your Dragon Ball candles from our friends at Stevie Wicks. I do know that you will be able to get individuals or the set of 7 for a special deal. So
Ooh.
I'm not saying if you like them all at the same time and they're grouped
Later,
together,
Xbox Gamer.
I'm not saying a dragon will appear, but I'm not saying one won't.
I'm saying it will. That's the spur of the moment guarantee is a Shenron will appear. You should buy all of them.
Hey, Goku Junior, 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 Junior. He just had the 4-star ball, and he kind of got a wish granted. Remember?
That's what I'm
In
saying.
GT.
Yeah.
No. What was it? GT
It was
That was a
the
special.
Yeah, it
special.
was a
Yeah,
special.
GT special.
Uh,
Is that Piccolo pumpkin spice?
No, orange piccolo spice.
Orange piccolo spice.
Alrighty.
Well, everybody, thank you for enjoying this episode. Hopefully you're a little bit less average and a little bit more intelligent. Probably not, but we can aim high and hit low. That's generally what happens here. But we'll see you guys next week. Have a go. Don't worry, next week's episode is going to be nice and boring. So, yeah. Actually, Eric, I thought of a way to make it a little bit more fun, though. We'll make a little game out of it. So,
Hey,
but
appreciate the
yeah.
sub, Xbox Gamer.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thanks for coming on, Justin, especially at such short notice. I was like, wait, why the fuck didn't I invite Justin?
I was waiting for it. I'm like he's gonna ask me. I just know it. I just know it.
This was all random in my doing. I was just like, hey, Bubble. I was like, Don Harris passed. I was like, let's talk Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I'm
No,
like Jake knows
Dragon
I like
Ball
Dragon
always,
Ball. It's coming.
Dragon Ball always does good. Actually, to be fair, we didn't decide that until earlier today, and I was like, yeah, that's better than my idea.
All right, I keep derailing the end.
All
Goodbye,
right.
everybody.
Yes, bye.